bitches.
Hello there. Hello.
Hello, imbecile.
Hello. Come on.
All week long.
All rise. Order in the court. Why is the gavel so damn low? Bang that thing, man. It's Tuesday.
It's going very light with it today already. Lightweight.
Right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to We Got a Case. You wouldn't know that because there we are. That looks better.
I have to take it down at the beginning because
dare you?
It covers up the word drama.
Oh, well, we want to see drama. Speaking of drama, thank you guys for all of your donos. We have been able to hire somebody to go and stand in front of the Fairfax County Courthouse now to await the
Creed wanted to do it, and I said, look, you're taking this man on the street thing way too serious.
Just kidding. It's what I just came across, but I love this woman that's just down from, I believe, a woman. Is that the world's? Oh no, that's a fire hydrant. For some reason, I thought maybe that's some sort of a water bottle, like that's about this big, like the ones that you get at the 7-Eleven or even Circle K have them. You know, I'm talking about the big trucker. You know,
absolutely.
Giant. Yeah,
the ones that should be illegal to refill. I'm getting a refill. 38 ounces.
Oh, what's her name from that wonderful show? With Early Kyler, what was her name there? She always had. She's always laying down, and she had the big, you know. Anyway,
I don't know Darlene. I don't know what her name was.
Darlene. Alex is back. That's always great to see you. Hope things are well in the basement. Laura, loud.
Everybody's rolling down the mountain. Good to see you all, guys.
Today should be a pretty big day in court, I would imagine.
Sure is exciting out here. Look at the
a lot of people. I want to. Hi, Pamela and Mavis. Before we get going, Mikey, I'm going to send you something because we can't look at it. I could make this screen a little bit smaller so that you can see it, but it's just a little bit too much for this time of day in this show. I'm going to send you. I want you to read the comment. I hope that we get these. This is, the sex things that come in.
Oh yeah,
from time to time, and some of them are pretty good. This is the best one that I've ever seen. That's on this camera, and I can't show you. I'm sorry, but that one is the best I've ever seen.
Is that located in Montana? Is that where we go and look at stuff? No, it's Jack Hole. Never mind, or Jackson Hole, whatever.
Yes. Oh shit. Yes. I thought that was one of the.
That's great.
One of the best ones I've seen. Anyways, here we go. Back at it again for We Got a Case. Jumping around. We're gonna get her going. Not talk that much. Gonna try anyways.
Do our best. No promises.
And wouldn't it be nice if the thing came in like they got an hour from now and we could just do that during We Got a Case?
Look at that lady right there.
We'll see.
She is in the shade and got it made, getting ready to get laid.
Yeah, I don't know what she's waiting for.
I mean, you know what she's here for.
Anyways,
you know what she's here for.
Let's do it. Over with Judge Reeves, Department 1, Zoom room.
Zoom room. That's kind of like the boom boom room. We can pay for extra stuff.
When do you think you have the medical records?
Oh, no, I sure didn't.
6 weeks, but how about 3?
I did just watch a great video of a Disneyland fight.
Okay, while the clerk is making copies, let me see what's going on with my prelims.
Proper modulation.
Holy
We
macaroni.
start with
Your Honor.
She's just over modulated.
who has Zachary Salas or Sales.
The bearded basement is
Ms.
here.
Monez, is that with Ms. Palazuelos?
Yes, Your Honor.
No, I'm going to ask for a continuance.
people are gonna
Of
oppose.
course you are.
So
Why
I
not?
have civilians here, so we're hoping the court can make a ruling on that before we start the prelim.
And I will make a ruling on a motion to continue before I start the prelim.
Or if there's if the court could hear the motion to continue.
California, by the way,
That way
that's where
we'll
we're
see
at.
if it goes or not.
Cree can wake up.
And not gonna
Great.
hear it at the second, but I will hear it. I'm trying to see the status of my
Welcome back.
prelims at the moment.
You're lucky. I
Solace.
almost played it.
It's with
Don't
Garibaldi
believe
as well. Cody.
Codependent.
Well, you got a good excuse.
Danielle, can you move that?
Yeah, we had
Solace
fun. We
prelim to
did.
the 9:30
We got
slot
a
so I can put
chase
it with
late,
codependent,
4
please?
hours late, at 8 o'clock last night. Because well,
Okay, who
you know,
has
That's how we roll.
Savvy on Dollar prelim?
I have that at Ms. Menezes appearance.
This is a very busy California courtroom.
Who is in the hospital with the medical emergency.
Oh, of course they are.
mhm.
Denise, good to see you. Medical emergencies always on day of court.
I saw you sent that message. I had no idea what you're talking about. Maybe Mikey knows. Do you?
Steve Joyner. Yeah, that's the guy that blocked me and didn't want anything else to do with us.
Ah, that is it.
That's
Yes.
him.
Okay.
That's him.
Good job.
Let
Yes.
me know when you're ready.
God, I read that this morning. And I said, "What the hell are you talking about?" Okay. All right.
That's him. You nailed it. There's actually a secret
Miss Molina.
Facebook group. For
Can I get
people
Mr.
he
Dollar, please?
books terrible guests on.
I agree, but maybe not at Judge Reeves. You want to head over to
Head.
God damn
Go
it.
ahead, head away. Because I had like some bangers and everybody went to lunch or something.
Yeah, all three of mine. Just I guess they're at lunch. I don't know. Hello, Buck.
Oh, but what's going on? What is a special set motions?
Your Honor, Mr. Mayoral did give me dates if the court's interested.
Yeah, let me wait for his client.
Let's go over to Cowlitz, Judge Hayes.
Attorney.
Beautiful
Well,
repaired wall.
You're not supposed to be in the meeting and you're supposed to be watching on YouTube, but it's okay.
Stewart apparently was doing some painting
No, that's not a problem.
over the
Mr. Griffin,
holiday.
Would you like me to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to conditionally appoint the Grimm Law Group to represent you in this case. I'm going to hear from the prosecutor on the issue of conditions of release and bail, and then I'll hear from Ms. Grimm, who's here from the Grimm Law Group. So ahead, Mr. File.
CD is requesting the standard release conditions.
$100.
Conditions.
For Mikey, mine's slightly
Based on the
more.
high BAC, I would ask for reporting to offender services at least once per week.
Ms. Grimm?
Or were you talking to Nancy, Alex?
Your Honor, he
Maybe
had
that was for someone in the chat, not us.
limited, if any, history. Let me go back and look again.
Jesus Christ, Miss Grimm.
Yeah, he's got a 2012. Well, that's new. It was dismissed.
Patsy up there is woke. Look at him
Yeah,
eyes.
no warrant history. We'd asked if he could release some recognizance.
Who's
Okay.
handsome doing the Lord's work?
Mr. Griffith, I'm willing to release you on your own recognizance if you'll make some commitments to the court. Will you do so?
Absolutely, sir.
Okay.
You see
No.
back there?
First condition
Jay,
is that you
there's like
follow
10 of those
the
courtrooms.
Pretrial July 26th,
And there's only one of them with
1
both
p.m.
doors as
issue.
dirty as the one.
Readiness hearing.
There's probably like 13
September
courtrooms
19th.
that
at
look
1
exactly the
p.m. via
same.
Zoom. The jury trial.
He hasn't
October
even been on
3rd at
Facebook.
9 a.m. in
Denise,
person.
I don't know.
Have no
Send him
criminal
a
law
message.
violations. Report any change of address to the court clerk and your attorney. Immediately upon your release today, you need to contact your attorney and give them your contact information, and you need to meet with them at least 2 weeks before the pretrial that I've just said. We're going to send over a sheet of paper that they'll give you before they release you today.
Diabetes. Diabetes.
You're to complete a court.
As you can see, Creed behind him, that's where the Kool-Aid man came through the wall.
At least 2 weeks before your
Still getting the
pretrial.
courtroom
Do that online.
worked out.
Shambles, some would say.
Go to the clerk's office. and they'll have
Alex,
you
Judge Hayes is in his basement doing
fill
court
out
at the
handle
moment.
back. Or you can meet with your attorney and they will help you do it also. Now, I've got some additional conditions. Do not consume alcohol or recreational marijuana. Don't
I feel like
use
Stewart's in the land of the lost.
prescribed by a physician, and if so, then
It's live from
use
Disney.
their Do not enter any
Living
alcohol around
with the land.
or area where the
I,
sale of alcohol is a primary activity. Do not drive without a.
She
valid
looks terrible
license
today,
and
just saying.
Insurance. Immediately upon your release today.
Partied
report
hard last night.
services on the 3rd floor of the Hall of Justice.
Yes.
And set up an intake interview
Yes,
with them.
that's
And
what I was
meet
thinking,
with
over to
them
Animal
one time a
Kingdom.
week. You must submit to urinalysis or breath test at their request, and they.
Vivian, we got an alcoholic here, I think.
They believe that you
I
violated the
mean-
law. Now, I've got one other condition. I'm not
had a
sure
good
I'm gonna
night
impose
last
it,
night.
and I want to hear from both attorneys on this. I am extremely concerned at the BAC here. And I'm
Oh.
considering imposing an ignition interlock. What's
Oh.
the city's position on that?
About 15 minutes before my next appointment.
Okay, you can go ahead.
That's her. That's what she's worried about, not the BAC. Robert, thank you. 22 weeks. Look at you getting a week going.
There we go. Thank you.
Your Honor,
Thank you.
I believe that based on the BAC, even though this is a first offense, based on that is an extremely high BAC, and ignition interlock is an appropriate condition.
Ms. Graham.
Appropriate, they say.
Your Honor, I'd oppose the interlock device. It's got no other history. I acknowledge that it's high BAC.
What was it?
History and no other criminal history except for an old
Poor
matter.
Knox.
We'd ask the court not to impose that.
Okay. I am going to impose an ignition interlock requirement.
Oh, damn, there it
as
is.
of June 10th. You
Oh,
may not drive a motor vehicle unless it has an ignition interlock installed in it.
no more drinky
Normally, if
pool.
it were a second offense, it'd be required.
Those
by
things
law.
are
I wouldn't
expensive
like
too,
to
man. He's gonna be.
Go outside and get into a motor vehicle right now.
We got a good
since it's
job.
Not, I'm going to give you till June 10th to get that, so you can drive without one until June 10th. So
It's an
we'll set on
expensive
these
weekend.
conditions,
Sorry,
and you
Alex.
can Call your attorney when you get out.
There we look
And then,
cheap
uh,
whores. Do you? I
so
mean,
you
come
get
on.
that attorney
That's right.
application,
You see this?
Gotta make a
filed
living,
2
son.
weeks before that weekend, Okay.
Sir.
Okay. Thank you. Mr.
Oh,
President.
hit it up, Rick.
Patsy Hook, Your Honor.
I think that dude that just left might have about as many drinks as Rick did over the weekend.
Patsy
I mean-
Joe Hook, is that correct?
Legendary.
I legally changed my name 30 some odd years ago.
Okay, we'll check on that and get it changed. We'll check on
Dean, thank you for the 2
Is
bones.
not-
She legally changed her name 35 years ago.
She
Ms.
didn't even
Hook,
look that old, did
The
she?
court has found probable cause.
Sweet
for you to
teeth with the 2
charge of reckless
bones.
burning in the second degree on gross misdemeanor. The maximum potential sentence of 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine plus assessments. Did you hear me go over rights at arraignment
Yeah,
with
of course she
Mr.
did.
Griffith?
Thank you, Lisa.
Okay, I'll take a moment and go over your rights at arraignment with you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney of your own choosing. You cannot afford one, an attorney will be appointed at no expense to you. You are presumed innocent.
Look at Stuart side-eyeing us.
Charged beyond a reasonable doubt. You have a right to a speedy trial. That's 60 days from arraignment if in custody on the matter.
Alex
Or
got bored, did a little trolling over the weekend. That's it.
You have a right to a jury trial. You have a right to hear and question.
I'd like to see that.
You have a right to testify on your own behalf.
That's right. It's
You have a right to call your
Tuco
own
Tuesday.
witnesses and appear at no expense to you. You have the right to remain
it
silent.
is.
Your exercise of that right cannot be used against you in any way. If you are found guilty at trial, you will have the right to appeal, provided a notice of appeal is filed in a timely manner. You have a right to disqualify up to 1 judge if you do so in a timely manner.
You could disqualify up to
You
1 judge.
Accept the right to counsel, and if you're not a
I
citizen,
like that.
you have the right to consult an immigration attorney. The reason is that criminal conviction for a non-citizen could result in deportation from the United States, exclusion from admission to the United States.
Is they kicking us Americans out of America now?
No,
All that being said, Ms. Hook, would you like me to?
crime-free zone.
So, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to conditionally.
You
appoint
little,
you to represent
dope
you
sick, are you, honey?
On your behalf. I am going to hear from the prosecutor and then Ms. Grimm from your attorney's office on the issue of bail and conditions of release. Go ahead, Mr. Fry.
Your Honor, Ms. Hook has
Yes.
a number of cases in which she has failed to appear over the last couple of years.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
She had 2 cases go to warrant status in 2022, and 2020.
She didn't know
we
she had to go to
had 2
court.
cases where she was convicted earlier this year in Kelso. She has a pending case out of Longview for a theft. I'm concerned that she's just going to continue with her legal violations. I would ask for $500.
Ms. Grimm,
All that in 500? Was she getting out for free if she didn't have any of that?
Your Honor, it looks like Ms. Hook is also in custody on a Superior Court case. With an
You're her
offense
lawyer, lady. Calm
that
down.
has not yet been filed. I'm assuming that'll probably be heard. I'm going to assume today. We'd ask the court to release her on her own recognizance on this.
well, I am concerned.
OR $500.
Statement, but Ms. Grimm's remarks are correct. The defendant's going to be heard on a probable cause statement on felony harassment, for which I anticipate.
You hear that, Alex? Felony harassment.
Will be in a better position to make a
Be careful, buddy.
So I think
I don't
gonna
have
release
$500 to get
slip on
you.
her own recognizance on the following conditions.
It's Carol. I can't get
Field
up.
Code 2000.
I can't get up.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
I can't get up.
September 19th at 1 p.m. Both of those hearings.
Stay there long enough, a tornado or take you away, huh?
October 3rd at 9 a.m. in person.
Love you,
Have no
Carol.
Criminal law violations. Comply with any and all no contact orders in place. Report any change of address to the court clerk and your attorney. Immediately upon your release, if you are released, call your attorney's office. If you're not released and held on that Superior Court bail, your attorney here will be over to see you.
I can understand that. That would annoy me, Dallas.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Now, and I'm going to need you to fill out, well,
She has an app in the Longview case, Your Honor.
okay, we're not going to require you. to
Mozzarella
fill out-
sticks, I believe it is.
Seeing as how we've got an app in that Longview case. And that will be it. We'll send over the conditions for you. You're going to be released on this case. You should, but they'll hold you until at least you appear in Superior Court on the new charge. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Hook.
Joan Gross, Your Honor.
Did she say John Bergeron? Ain't that the guy that did America's Funniest Home Videos?
Joan K. Gross, is that correct?
Beautiful R.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is it pronounced Gross or Gross?
Gross.
Rose? Like Rose with a D in front of it?
Yep, exactly.
Okay,
Oh, she's so
good.
cheerful.
Okay.
Steve, this is in College County in Washington.
You to answer to charge of driving under the influence. This is a second offense within 7 years.
No.
For the blood alcohol content under 0.1.
Nailed it.
Would
gotta
like to
number
go over
it.
Your rights at arraignment, or did you hear me go? Just go.
Make it
over
legit.
I heard them, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. Would you like me to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case?
I have a question about that. Can I-
Our first NFT.
I have an attorney, but I haven't been able to get.
I call it the Stewart.
But I haven't been able to get in touch with.
The
him. So
Stewart.
if I'm appointed an attorney today. Can I change that at some point?
Absolutely, you can do that.
Okay, all right. That's. then I
She's
was-
the
That's-
happiest
Okay,
drunk
I'm gonna
in
condition-
town. Oh, Tom.
Tom.
Bergeron. Sorry.
And if an attorney enters a notice of appearance, the Grim Law Group will automatically-
Imagine what her dishes and cups look like right now.
And we're going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. I'm going to hear from the prosecutor now on conditions of release and bail. Go ahead, Mr.
Oh,
File.
God, Grim. Easy.
At this point, Your Honor, I'd ask for standard release conditions, alcohol conditions, reporting to offender services at least one time per week based on the second
They're not
offense,
perfect.
and imposition of the ignition interlock device.
Okay, Ms. Graham?
Your Honor, she has no warrant history, very minimal criminal history. We'd ask for PR.
Actually, it looks a lot like
How
her.
about the offender services?
Hello, Lynn.
I don't find that to be necessary.
Lynn?
I mean, if we're gonna, I don't know what the court wants to do about the interlock device. If the court's gonna impose that, I certainly don't want her.
Can we watch the fall at the end of the chase
Okay, I think the
today?
interlock's required under law because
Carol.
it is the second offense.
If not, it's going to be on a members only.
A couple of months of not being the second offense, but there it is. So, Ms. Gross, I am going to release you on your own recognizance on the following conditions. Appear for a pretrial on July 26th at 1 p.m. via Zoom.
I'm trying, Who's. I'm all rested, ready to go for a whole week of
Appear
streaming.
for a jury trial on October 3rd at 9 a.m.
Rested, I'm awake.
I'm going to send you over a sheet of paper before you release this file information.
Ready for action.
Have no criminal law violations. Report any change of address to the court clerk and your attorney. Immediately upon your release today, call the Grimm Law Group to give them your contact information. And
The
their
Grimm Law
phone
Group.
number is on the paperwork.
Well, Carrie, I had nothing to do with that. I had a great
Fill out
Memorial
the
Day,
attorney
actually. Lots of
application.
racing and
You
rest.
can do that online.
Tons of bikes around here.
Terrible.
Or you can go to the court clerk's office and get one and fill
Not
it out
good.
right in front of the man or right
Dude.
back. Meet with your attorney. Now, additional conditions. Do not consume alcohol or recreational marijuana. Do not use controlled substances unless prescribed by a physician. Don't enter any tavern, bar, lounge, or liquor store or area where the consumption or sale of
Don't
alcohol.
be in the liquor store, girl.
Do not drive without a valid license and insurance. Now, since this is
She
the
don't
second
look too
offense, the
happy
law
about
requires me to impose.
She was
an
happy a
offense.
second ago.
As of this
She's
second,
not so
you may
happy now.
not drive a motor vehicle unless it has an ignition interlock.
Jesus
installed.
Christ,
And
like
at least 2 weeks
Judge
before the
Mikey
trial.
doing the Oprah. You have an interlock. You have an interlock.
Giving them away, baby.
You have an ignition interlock installed, or
Joke's on us. He owns the only interlock
I'm not gonna
installing
refer
place
you
in town.
to extended services given the fact that I've imposed that condition. Any questions?
No, I think.
Carol, I really wish you had cameras
Okay,
set
thank
up in
you
your
very
house
much,
at
Ms.
that
Oak. We'll
time.
send this over
That
now.
would have been the best
Gross.
Spied Life moment
Gross.
ever.
When you contact your attorney, tell him that we got assigned so he'll know to do a substitution of counsel.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
all right, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
I feel
Robert,
bad, Grandma.
Thank you.
Do we want to stay for Robert or go over to yours?
Let's stay for Robert right now. I want to see Robert. They have a great cast. Well, look at Robert, looking good.
Robert James Kennedy.
Robert's ready.
correct? Kennedy, we're here for the three-county charges of violating the no contact order. We've got a readiness hearing that's already set
No contact.
for June 6th, June 13th. I'm going to hear from your attorney, see if the defense has any issues to raise at pre-trial.
Your Honor, my notes indicate that we filed a guilty plea form.
Yeah, things got real for her very quickly, didn't it?
She was all nice and stuff at the beginning. At the end, no F's given.
I've served 15 days already for it.
Yeah. Hang on one second.
That should be enough, right?
See if I have.
Wait a minute. If anybody's got it, email it right now.
Oh,
Looks like I have one.
Okay, email it to us and we'll do it in about 5 minutes.
6 would have been there for that.
So why don't you step
yes, he
back
would.
and come back to your case.
Get your ass.
With you.
Oh, this
Believe
guy's a
I can hear
part-time
6.
doctor.
I believe I could hear 6 right now.
Daniel. A review on your 2 cases, both of them no
Doctor's
contact
right.
order violation.
They were playing
My
doctor earlier
understanding,
for
counsel,
court.
is that we are trailing this along to await resolution of a pending charge. Is that correct, Ms. Green?
That's the way I read it.
That's
Yeah.
the way. I like it.
Yes.
And we're not holding him on these charges. We have a suggested date for another review.
His trial on the Superior Court is scheduled for June 21st.
No, he's in lots of trouble.
Her counsel's belief is that that date's going to get.
Carol, was it still out when they got there? Like
I want to come in on the 28th.
conveniently?
It's just one of them just
Pre-trial.
flopped out. The EM,
Or
when the
Or is
hot
this a
EMT got
sentence
there.
thing? Yeah, I guess we can review it at that.
She saw him
point.
coming in and she did that.
Come
real
back
quick,
on
just-
June 28th at, well, technically at 1 p.m.
Okay.
10 a.m. if he's in custody. Okay, we'll come back and review this. We're gonna just drag
Alex
that
coming in
along
hot
until we
with
get
fat
this
shaming.
two-part matter resolved.
All right, let's jump over and see the beautiful ADA SAP, Warner Mills, and Judge Neal,
There is
ladies and gentlemen.
An open warrant for probation violation out of Gainesville from February this year. The state has concerns about risk to reoffend and Mr. Clark being a danger to community and property in the community, given the
Oh, wait a
history.
minute. Wait. God,
Oh,
what the
who's
hell
this
did
creep?
Did you see him just wobble up?
No.
Sorry.
The court's found probable cause to hold you to answer to the
Watch,
charge of
watch
assault
this,
and
watch,
forward
watch.
violence.
Sorry.
Oh no. Oh no, Creed. This guy's
He
in bad
possibly
shape.
have done.
He moves like the mayor.
$5,000 fine. $5,250 in potential assessments. Would you like me to go over your rights at arraignment, or did you hear me go over rights with some other?
Jesus, Miss Grimm.
Then let me
This
ask
is for
you-
Alex. There's the judge on the scale, and he's correct. 300 pounds.
I'm going to conditionally appoint the Grim Law.
That one is NFT number 300.
Prosecutor now on the issue.
300.
Conditions of release and bail. Go ahead, Mr. File.
City is requesting standard release conditions at this time. The alleged victim in this matter has contacted our office and indicated he does not want an order in place.
And on bail.
And on bail at this point, based on other communications from that complaining witness or the alleged victim, I would ask for PR.
I can imagine the pictures I could have drawn if we covered the Johnny Depp case.
Bail is pending, or am I on the wrong case?
Look.
Is that the wrong case?
Uh-oh. I see here you're 6 months pregnant.
Only DUI with a warrant and
$5,000 bail, correct? On a DUI pending?
It good.
yeah, it looks like it's out of Clark County.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead, Ms. Grimm.
Imagine how that dude walks when he's drunk before he's driving.
He walks better actually when he's drunk. He feels no pain. His psoriatic arthritis is cleared right up, and he's getting things done.
Did you hear those farts?
I thought those were.
Your Honor, we'd ask for his release. He's got
Rewind it.
some really old warrant history, and looks like that warrant out of Clark. He's a year old, so we'd ask the court to release him.
Oof, it must stink.
Second.
That's my specialty. All right. I'll do the Carol.
Okay. I'm going to set bail at $1,000. I've got some specific concerns here. One of them is that the defendant's out on bail on a driving under the influence charge. And in this case, the probable cause statement indicates that he was intoxicated, which was a violation of his conditions of release out of Clark County, unless Clark County currently is not requiring abstention from alcohol and driving under the influence charges, which I very much doubt. Second issue here is I've got a bail $5,000 out of Clark County on that pending charge, which does not bode well for him appearing.
Did Grim just say just let him go?
So I will set bail at $1,000. I'll set the following conditions of release.
She tried to bully the
7
judge into doing what she wanted, right? Chuck knows what I'm talking about.
During June 27th at 2 p.m. via Zoom. Here for a jury trial, July 11th at 9 a.m. at the courthouse. Have no criminal law violations. Comply with any no contact.
Vincent, we're just seeing some drunks get caught up into the legal system. Back over to Judge Neal.
The bond again, you'll have a preliminary hearing in about 4 to 6 weeks from today's date. Thank you.
Thank you.
And you know what? Let me do a do not return. Hold on one second. Let me do a do not return.
A DNR.
We do actually know the name of the place that was. So let's see. Well, actually, it was a person. So never mind. I'm not going to do a do not return. It looks like that's just the mall property. So we'll do 7,500 and no special condition. My apologies.
Is she real low or is it just me?
I can bring her up.
To make sure I have all of this on my calendar.
She's
Kind of is talking under her breath a little bit.
She is. There's a lot of moving parts in the Carol. Remember, she said there was a very
Okay,
hunky.
so the next person that I have
paramedic.
is Mr. Ryla Clark.
Looks like a rainbow.
Good afternoon, Mr. Clark. Your
noticed
attorney has
EMT
indicated
is,
they have already had a chance
hacking.
to review the
Or
warrant
is a
with you
tripod? What
before court began, and therefore they waive a formal reading of the particulars of the warrant into the record. It looks like you are here
Like
for
a sunny
case
side up pig. You gotta wait.
BEC-22-01402, one count of obstruction, one count of possession of a gun during commission of a violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, one count of possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, one count of possession of a controlled substance
Larner does look like she's
within
partied over the
1,000
weekend.
feet of a school, one count of possession of a counterfeit substance or controlled substance near a housing project or park. In counsel, I will go ahead and hear
Never
from you
heard of
about what you would like me to consider before setting bond on this particular client's case.
Yeah, this especially this
Thank you,
season with
Judge.
the shaved head.
Mr. Clark just turned 19 years old about 2 weeks ago. He
Steve,
is a
happy
lifelong
birthday.
Georgia resident. His whole family is here. For the last year, he has been residing at an address in Decatur with his
Hello,
mom and his
Taco.
2 younger siblings, ages 8 and 6 years old. We do have good contact information for his mother, and she is in full support of him at this time. He was in school at McNair High School. He was a senior and was supposed to be starting alternative school this summer. That's something that he's looking forward to so he can finish up his high school diploma. And Your Honor, he had recently been working in the sales department at City Gear. He's been working as a shoe sales associate there, but he left that job during the last month or so. Your Honor, he has a very limited means, and posting bond is going to be difficult for him and his
It's
family.
interpretive.
I understand that there are several charges here on today's calendar.
You ever heard of Third
though
Light?
we believe that the most that the Clark family could post for Mr. Clark at this point would be a bond in the amount of $1,000 for all of the charges today.
$1,000 for all those charges?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Come on, man.
The state's recommendation for all 7
we
warrants
sold
that
off a lot of
Mr.
crypto
Clark
and
has
decided to,
is
live
going to
poor.
be $12,000 with special conditions,
We're in a
no
quest for fame,
firearms,
my friend.
and do not return to Decatur High School, and both of the addresses on the warrants, which will be 1400 Commerce Drive and 1804
quest to pay a
Boulder
bill.
Crest Road.
Or two.
Mr. Clark has 3 cycles in Georgia for his adult
How many
history.
cycles
There
was
was
that?
a conviction in Decatur from October 2020 for possession of pistol or revolver under 18 years old. And he
Great
was
question,
sentenced to
Pamela.
12 months probation with special conditions, complete firearms safety course, forfeit the weapon, and no contact with the victim. And then his other 2 cycles on his adult history of both of these cases. There's also a conviction from his juvenile history in March 2020 for carrying firearm in school safety zone and possession of pistol and revolver under 18 years old.
Your Honor, he's
Your Honor,
fine.
given the criminal history and the fact that the incidents happened, the first incident happened near, the second incident happened near a school, the state has concerns about Mr. Clark being a danger to community and persons in the community,
Is
as
this
well as
person
him
dead?
being in possession of any sort
Yeah,
of firearms. So the state will recommend a
all right,
high
yeah.
bond with special conditions of no firearms and do not return to the high school and the other 2 locations.
All right, one wants 1,000, the other one wants a very high one, not even a
Consider
dumb number.
juvenile history.
Not being rude, but is ASAP a
but
little
Mr.
harder to
Clark,
understand
I do
today
have
rather
everyone
than
here
normal?
For me, whenever they
A
have
little bit.
guns and drugs together, I'll let you know that guns or drugs by themselves don't
Pew, pew, please.
necessarily cause great alarm in me, but when the 2 are coupled together, it does. Typically, people do not carry guns on them unless they feel as if there might need to be a situation in which they need to shoot and injure someone.
Spend a little too much time
Usually
with their
whenever there
family
are
this
drugs
week and,
involved, people sometimes will
tree
rob people
cycles.
for said drugs or attempt not to pay, do certain things that sometimes lead to shootings. So
Is
when
she
you
trying
have
to give
guns
them some
and drugs
tips?
on me,
People don't
on
pay
you,
you.
then that to me indicates that it is a great and grave threat for life for people that are nearby whenever you're nearby. I'm not going to do a stay away from the locations because it doesn't seem as if there's been any previous
Mayor?
issue, and I don't know about any other school function. I would hope, Mr. Clark, you would be involved in school
Stay away
activities
from all school
that are actually
dances.
legitimate activities instead of illegitimate activities, and hopefully you'll get involved in something
Mike,
that
I'm
will
gonna bounce
actually
for just a
further your
second to do
life
something on
versus
Discord.
end your life.
Go ahead.
As far as it relates to the possession of or obstruction, I'm going to set the bond at $1,000. Possession of a gun during the commission of a
He's got a lot of charges.
violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, I will set your bond at $2,500. The possession
Here
of
they keep coming.
the let's see what the third charge
You
is.
on
One moment, my
drugs?
computer's running a little bit slower. Possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, I will set at $2,500. Fourth charge.
Seems like our young friend is gonna not get his $1,000
Possession of
bond.
a
He wants.
counterfeit substance within the school zone. I'll set that one at $2,500 as well.
I hope he was good at math because he's going to figure this all up by himself.
To what?
And then the last charge. Will be $2,500 as well. So your total bond is going to be $11,000. I am going to order that you do not possess any firearms while you are on bond. So again, should you be found with a gun on your person, that will be enough of a reason
That's
for
a
you to go
peep-pew,
to
Your Honor.
jail. Mr. Clark, you may think that the bond I gave you is high. I'll guarantee you that it's probably $10,000 lower than I probably would have given someone else a few years older than you, or that had been before me previously. So this is as low as I'm going to go with these particular charges. But like I tell everybody else, should you have the displeasure of coming back in front of me and you have another gun and you have drugs, it's likely that I will not give you bond and you will just be a resident of DeKalb County Jail until we can get around to hearing your trial. And then you might get convicted and still remain a resident of the jail. So please make sure that you do not possess any firearms
hot.
while you're out on bond and that you get back into school. And actually, I'm going to make it a condition of your bond that you either maintain employment or you maintain enrollment in school, one or the other. Give me one moment to write that in. I'm going to have you report to pretrial services so they can monitor that you're actually in school or that you are maintaining gainful employment.
T,
You'll
I'm going to tell you
report
like
pretrial
this.
services within 24 hours of getting out of jail.
Why clean up a house if no one's coming over? Just saying. Good to see you, Nancy. Hazy justice. Hazy and lazy. Guys, if you are new here, please take a second and check out We Got a Case, which is cases only
Please let me
on YouTube.
I had up the wrong case. Let me pull up.
I pulled up the wrong case. This isn't even the right guy. You know, the pluses and the minuses of it all.
Okay, Mr. Clark, can you sign again?
She's rocking it. I'm telling you. She blinks a lot, though. If you notice, if she's not a one blinker, she's like multiple blinks at one time sometimes. Like, bam, 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 bam.
Thank you.
Okay, and it should be already signed and saved on my end.
Maybe kids trying to deal drugs at the school.
The next person I have is Tori Grant. Mr. Grant, if you want to come on up.
A man
Mr.
named
Grant, your
Tori?
attorney has indicated they have already had a chance to review the warrants with you before court began today. Therefore, they waive a formal reading of the particulars of the warrant into the record. You're here for one count of possession of a firearm by convicted felon. You're here on case 22-02859. I'm going to hear from your attorney now about what your attorney wants me to consider before I set bond in your case. Counsel, you can proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Grant is 27 years old and has been in Georgia his entire life. For the last 2 decades or so, he's been residing at an address in Scottsdale with his grandparents and his aunt. And he does have 3 children. They're ages 6, 4, and 1, and they reside with him as well. Your Honor, Mr. Grant is gainfully employed. He works at Tyndall Corporation, where he builds concrete bridges. He's a production worker there. That is
Thought he
hard,
was a-
laborious
worked at
work
the
out in the
paper
hot sun. He's been doing that job for about 4 months and has had contact with his employer since this incident and has confirmed that he will still have a job if he is released on bond. Your Honor, our office has had contact with Mr. Grant's family. They are in full support of him and are eager to post a bond for him. I don't believe they can post more than around $2,000, so that is our request today. I understand that Mr. Grant has a criminal history, though I don't believe there's anything new in his record since 2019 or so. So we would ask the court to consider that he has been out of trouble for quite some time at this point.
She told him it could have been
Your Honor, he
10,000
has
more.
strong ties to the community through his family, through his employment, and we ask that the court set bond today in the amount of $2,000.
Thank you. I'll hear from the state.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state's recommendation in this case will be $8,000. Mr. Grant has 9 cycles in Georgia.
She's Creed Freeman.
And his conviction was from 2018 in DeKalb for 2 counts of burglary in the 2nd degree, and he was sentenced to 5 years to serve 6 months. So he is still serving probation on that sentence. He has had 3 probation violations. One of them is for that conviction in DeKalb from 2019. Your Honor, the state mainly has concerns about him being in possession of a firearm. He was not supposed to be in possession of a firearm, given that he's been convicted on a felony charge. So the state will be asking for a relatively high
It's really
bond in this
stupid to
matter
be out there doing
with
that.
concerns about him being a danger to community.
Okay, thank you. Give me one moment just to read through the charges.
So real quick, what I had to work on. Oh, sorry. Real quick, are we in the middle of something pretty important, or?
They're trying to decide this guy who's a
All right,
felon.
just mute them for just a second. I want to let you know. Emily just gave me a heads up that they just came into the courtroom for the Amber Turd and Johnny Depp thing, and we're asking questions. So it looks like, as far as deliberations go, they may be getting very close to filling out their forms because they came in to ask some specific questions, which is pretty interesting.
Were they asking the attorneys or the court?
The court came in and asked the judge. So
I know
that's
they
pretty
had to
interesting.
keep the lawyers close by. So if there was any questions, the lawyers have to. be
Yeah.
there
So
to
maybe it
answer.
was it was about jury instructions. So I thought that was pretty interesting. What I wanted to
Also, by the way, did you know they only get $10 for lunch?
Yeah, I heard that. Really quick, over on our Discord, I just made this is going to be all the way down to the bottom until we figure out where it goes. But so this is how this is going to work. Whenever a one of these custom NFTs come up, you screenshot it, go over here, just like Carol just did. She is the owner of her own NFT. She's good and quick. Damn, Carol, very good.
Nailed it.
And that is exactly how you do it right there. You could trade them, you could do whatever you want with them. But so Carol owns hers.
That beautiful rendition of her falling.
So if you're not a member of the Discord, if you are in the main channel, you can ! Discord, and we can give you an invite, the link to our Discord, but it's all the way down to the bottom now. First person to screen cap it and put it on there. Is Spike Donuts going to say something very bad since we're live?
I don't know. I see something incoming.
Anyways, that's how it works. So if you want one of Mikey's famous NFTs that are worth nothing, they're only worth whatever you
just like most NFTs.
Exactly.
Whatever value you put on it is what
That's
it's
right.
worth.
All right, back to court.
This is a guy with a pew pew, and he's a felon, and you're not supposed to have a pew pew if you're a felon. And well, he does work in the hot sun as You know, Miss Mills said. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
they're
the-
not even going to be in court for this. So,
Mr. Grant, were you able to hear what I told the previous person about guns and drugs earlier?
Nope.
The
wasn't
only
listening,
thing I
Your
will
Honor.
add is the fact that, yes, I'm worried about every citizen of DeKalb County, but if you are not even worried about anybody other than yourself, you should be worried about even just yourself. Bullets don't have names on them. They kill whomever they come in contact with. If you are around people that are doing more than what you're doing, that's wrong. It doesn't matter that you might be slightly more innocent. Nobody knows who is guilty whenever you have multiple people that are around guns and drugs.
yeah, we'll get a good hour heads up, and man, YouTube is going to be lit.
We'll go live with it.
It does
Why
look
not?
as if you might be slightly less culpable than your co-defendants in this case, based on what I'm reading in the warrant.
She is having a tough time with the pew pew talk today.
Yeah.
Well, it's understandable.
Real quick,
Mm.
Terminator owns the Gary.
Oh, what a good get. What a good get. I'm sad.
How
I
many
don't know.
hours a week do you work, Mr. Grant?
40.
I work 50 plus hours a week.
Say that one more time.
Work 40 plus. I work 40 plus overtime a week.
How much overtime do you typically get?
I'm in a week work time. I may work 60, anywhere from 50 to 60 hours a week.
How many children do you have?
I have 3, 6, 4, and 1.
Oh, no. Let him
Does
go,
the
Judge.
4-month-old live with you?
Yes, all 3 of my kids live with me.
Who else lives in the house with you and the 3 children?
Grandmother, my aunt, and my granddad, and my baby mom.
Who takes
Judge,
care
were you
of the
not
children while
listening?
you're at work?
My baby mother.
I
Is
think
she
Judge might
working
have
as well,
partied it
or
up
she
over the
just
weekend.
takes care of
She's
the
a little off
children?
today.
Everything is on me right now.
Fuzzy Justice
I
Crew.
take care of her. She just watch the kids.
Texas
Does
Mama
anybody
Bear.
else
Good to
in the
see you.
household work?
My grandma and my granddad is retired. My aunt, she has a work. I don't know how long.
Sure, if you want to sell those
Do you help
NFTs
with the
for free,
household bills?
we take a
No.
cut. Just say
Do you pay anything to do? Is it do their grandparents own the home, or do they still pay rent or a mortgage on the home?
They're paying the rent. I just don't have them on the rent. Okay, but I give them $700.
Judge is really asking a lot of questions. She don't typically
Are
dig
you
this
still on
deep.
reporting
No.
probation right now? Do you still have to report to a probation officer on a regular
I
basis?
think maybe there's a little more to this
And that's what I was trying to.
than she's telling us.
raise my hand for.
I think so.
I don't, she said I like 3 times her head. That's why I'm on my report, because I had.
Who watches these kids? Are any of them potty trained yet? Are you having a hard time finding formula?
And nobody getting any Mexican pizzas. I see
You
they're
do
basically
understand that on
sold
first
out all over the
offender,
U.S.
if you get a new
I had one the
additional
other day. It was
trouble while
terrible.
you're on first offender, then they could end up revoking your first offender, and that felony ends up showing up on your record. I'm just asking if you understand that.
She is not happy today. She's letting out some long breaths.
Do you have a savings account?
Yes, ma'am.
How much
How much
money
got
do
in
you think you have in your savings account?
Oh my goodness.
Right now, things that I just paid a couple years, about like 500, but I could, it's between 400 and 500.
Creed,
Do your grandparents
Licking
receive
is in
Social
if you want to jump to
Security, or
licking.
do they have some type of pension or something
Do you want to go
else,
to
some other
licking, or I
type of
can go to
income that
licking?
they receive?
They retired.
I'll
so
pull
I
up
gave
licking.
them- I'm guessing they received- they
Let's see what happens here real quick.
I'm not sure. and I know they're retired from their job. But on Monday, and I'm pretty sure it's from the retirement.
I'm just slightly
Based on
invested.
your answers, I probably will treat you, Mr. Grant, a little differently than I do treat most people that are in front of me for this charge. The deputies can tell you there are times that I will give somebody no bond for coming before me for having a gun whenever they're a convicted felon. So let me make sure I'm 100% clear with you. I don't care if the judge forgot to tell you when you got sentenced. I don't care if your defense attorney, for some reason, forgot to tell you when you were convicted and the prosecutor, for some reason, did not tell you. I'm telling you that you are not allowed to possess a gun. The simple fact that you have been convicted of a felony means that you've lost that right until your rights are restored and after you've completed that first offender probation successfully. If you don't complete it successfully, you will not ever be able to own a gun again. But if you complete it successfully, then you will be treated like anybody else that doesn't have any felony convictions on your record. You have the right to do that. If you care about your 3 children and your youngest, you said, was 4 months old, and it seems as if you are a father that is active and involved, you're not going to be able to get the same types of quality of job whenever you have a felony conviction on your record. You're not going to be able, if you decide not to continue living with your grandparents, to go to an apartment community and get a lease. In your name
Terminator says it's a
anywhere that
term
you
used in Florida court
possibly want to live.
litigation to
There are all
refer
types
to a
of
hearing
collateral
requiring
consequences
more
of
than
having a
5
felony
minutes
on your
set on the
record.
judge calendar.
I'm assuming that you love your children because you live with them and you take care of them. Am I correct in that assumption? So if you love them, I would hope that you would make sure that you continue to make decisions that are intelligent and smart and put them first instead of yourself first. Also, guns, again, allegedly can protect you from somebody, but they can also get you killed. If someone sees you with a gun or what they think is a gun, they probably aren't going to take more than 2 seconds to make sure that they get to you first before you can get to them. So sometimes what you think is for your protection can actually be for your detriment. You understand that?
Get you killed.
You understand that you're not allowed to possess a gun.
Yes.
So, Mr. Grant, let me let you know, it may sound harsh, but again, if you come back in front of me after you and I have had this lengthy conversation, I typically tend to remember the people that come before this court. If you and I lay eyes on each other again, and you have not done what I've said to do, which means that you possess the firearm, I don't care if you were defending your grandparents and all 3 of your children and your children's mother, you're still going to go to jail, and I'm not going to give you a bond that you can make. Are you and I 100% crystal clear on that?
Yeah.
There was something weird about the meat or something. I don't know.
You probably shouldn't even be in the
right.
house if the house has a gun. But you definitely do not need to have any guns anywhere near you. I don't care if the gun that was in the vehicle belongs to your child's mother and not to you, or to the girl, whomever you were with, and it belonged to them. I don't care. The police aren't going to care either. They're going to make the assumption that you are the person with a criminal conviction, therefore it more likely than not is yours, and you're going to be the one that goes to jail, even though it was not on your person.
She's basically going to let him off on this pew-pew charge of a felony? Or of a felon?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think your family is going to be able to afford to give about $300 to $400 to the bonding company?
Like these kids are definitely, you know, he's the father taking care of these 3 kids.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set your bond at $2,500.
You got a good job.
Please don't make me see you again, Mr. Grant. The deputies can let you know. The district attorneys can let you know.
She must have some sort of information on him, right?
I don't like to talk very much,
or at least she's
in the
just very trusted.
So if I'm taking my time and wasting my words on someone, it's obviously
mistake.
because I think that there is a reason to do so. So you appear to me to be very caring and intelligent. And
it's hard to get into a lot of trouble if you're
make those
working
assumptions
60 hours a
correct
week.
instead of the assumption that you're not
taking care of all those people in that house.
Person that is a danger to the community and will harm others. Please make sure that you act appropriately so that I can keep with that assumption. Okay.
I hope that he does.
Have a good
Alex,
rest of the day, sir.
it's not a no. It's a hard maybe.
You're welcome. Let's go ahead and do his code of
Holy cow! Seriously, that is
that's shocking.
That was worth waiting and seeing what's happening with that. Good for him. Let's just hope that he does. I hope that he understands how big of a deal that is. And
This lady has been talking forever. I don't know what she did, but they have been talking forever.
all right, over to one of our top fives. Licking gotta be. I mean, it's good any other given day. I can't imagine today.
Oh, perfect timing.
All right, Jordan Painter. Good afternoon,
Jordan
Mr.
Painter, everybody.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Painter, do you understand your rights in court today?
It doesn't matter if he does anyway. She's
You received a
broke.
copy of the two
Yeah,
complaints that were
she'll
filed.
claim bankruptcy and
Yes, Your
start an
Honor.
OnlyFans.
You read those. Do you understand what it is you've been charged with?
Yes.
Looks like you've got one count of assault, one count of domestic violence.
Can you bring
I'm
them up just a
assuming
little?
Those are probably just two different theories of the same alleged events. One has a different element, that being that the alleged victim has to be a family or household member for domestic violence. That's not the case for the assault. Either way, both of these are first-degree misdemeanors. Each carries up to 180 days in jail and up to a $1,000 fine. How do you plead, sir?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
And what is your current address?
It was 115 Oak Meadow Drive, and that was with my ex-girlfriend. But I'm going back to my parents' house, and their address is 8880 Horns Hill Road, St. Louisville, Ohio.
Horns Hill Road.
43071.
Are you employed?
No.
Yes, Your Honor.
Where do you work?
I work at Dash Graphics and Custom Tees. They're on 13.
And how long have you worked there?
I've been there about 2 months right now.
Yeah, in the depth thing, it
Let me
is.
take a
That's
quick look here at the file, and we're going to
You're
talk about
right,
your bond,
Loud.
So bear with me.
It's more about clearing his
Vindication.
name,
Yeah.
basically.
It's
and getting her
vindication,
to-
showing that she's a big old liar,
Yeah.
and that's it. And her countersuing for
She-
100 million.
She never will. That's why they were kind of surprised that nobody asked for $1. There was a lot of people talking about that. Oh, this town is just amazing. I mean, every single person. This is one of the most normal people I've ever seen standing.
I was going to say
behind
he's the hottest guy in town.
that. He is. Yes, he gets a lot of tail, as they say.
He doesn't even need his own place. He can, go and live with his parents when he's done with one. Go to the next one. He's got it going on.
She ran that side of things. If Elaine and them lose it, it has a lot to do with her and those damn post-it notes, trying to almost like she's the puppet master.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
She's the attorney.
And listen, he stood up there and she stood up there lots of times with them post-it notes right there, reading them.
All right, here's what we're going to do, Mr. Painter. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance on two
Wow.
conditions. Number one, you're not to have any contact
Because you're the most
whatsoever.
normal
You're
person that's
interested
ever walked
by
into
way
my
of,
courtroom.
Social networking or third parties with Taylor Dutton.
You didn't come in here
Furthermore,
talking on
you're
your
drinking
shoe or
alcohol
nothing.
drugs while the bond is in place. Now, if you still have the personal property over there at the Oak Meadow address, you can make arrangements for what's called standby assistance with the Pataskla Police Department.
Brother, you
Go to the
must
jail.
set your
I'll tell you how
alarm
that
at
process
1
works.
p.m.
You can't
East
go over there on your
every
own.
single day, Monday through
These
Friday.
will be
anyways.
randomly
You need to
assigned
make sure
set
you're
for trial. You'll
subscribed
get
to the
notice
Queen's
by
and
mail.
Bishop Show
You'll
YouTube
also
channel
find a
and the
free
We Got a Case
an
channel.
application
You got to
from
be
the
on
jail.
both.
Since you're being released, it'll be your job to get it turned in. If you're going to hire your own counsel, that's fine, but deal with that well before the next time you're supposed
Well,
to
he
be in
knew.
court.
He knew he'd
Understand?
get.
Yes, Your Honor. Do
Do
you know
whatever
where
the
I
hell he
turned the
wanted.
paperwork in at?
It goes to the municipal court clerk's
Over in
office.
London,
You can mail
rock it out
in,
with Jeff
fax it
Beck.
in, You can drop it off in person, but our court is located at 40 West Main Street in Newark in the City Building. Any other questions today?
No, Your Honor. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Very well.
Captain, do you
Go
think
with
that
the
has to do
Thank
with
you.
maybe trying to rush things because of how busy it really is today? I mean, but then again, the other judge was just handing out them,
Good afternoon,
things.
sir. Mr. Richard?
Here we go.
Back
All right,
to it.
Mr. Richard, do you understand your rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this case
It's
because
a
you got a
fair
traffic
Honor.
ticket. I don't think you've ever addressed it, so we're going to do that today. All right?
That's why it felt so weird yesterday around 4 not to be doing it.
Weird because the night they got picked up, they brought me here and then they turned me away.
When was that?
I think it was November the 2nd or November 3rd.
Yeah.
They brought me in.
Love
and they
having you
turned me
here, old
away.
buck.
And they
Hell
gave me
yeah.
a piece of paper and I lost a piece of paper and my girlfriend and I got into that night. I got kicked out. It was a mess.
Oh, what a terrible, terrible.
So
Poor guy.
basically, the Hebron Police Department is alleging that on or about November the 3rd of last year at approximately 4:45 in the morning, You were operating a black 2001 Chrysler while under a non-compliance suspension under
Kind of Chrysler.
license forfeiture, and having failed to reinstate your license after a different suspension had lapsed. Now, I got to look at your previous driving history to determine what level of offense these are, so bear with me.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sounds like he had a really bad day.
Doing the
that
job, and I mean, as of right now,
What's your bond on the child support thing?
Uh-oh.
no war.
Okay. Where do you work?
I work for Blackburn Renovations. I just started 2 weeks ago because I just had a heart attack on the 23rd.
Oh.
I just started 2 weeks ago and finally got back to work.
Wow.
All right.
I
So
just-
it
I
looks
can't
like
afford to
they're
lose this
claiming you
job.
have at least 2 priors. So the non-compliance and the license forfeiture, those are both M4s. The failure to reinstate's going to be an unclassified misdemeanor. How do you want to plead?
Not guilty.
All right. What's your current address?
92 Cambria. What'd you say the other 2 charges were, sir? What classification?
2 of them are M4s, up to 30 days, $250 fine, up to a 1-year suspension of your right to apply for a license. The other one's unclassified. That's just community service, fine, suspension. No jail time on that one.
Okay, not guilty, Your Honor.
All right.
I was just kind of reading over it.
I have a job and I just really want to get back to work so I don't lose it. I've struggled to get this job for almost a year now.
Really?
I finally got it.
Job's that good?
None of this happened. It's my fault that it happened, but obviously.
Well, here's what we're going to do. You'll be released on your own recognizance. This case will be ready
Uh,
to sign, set for a trial. You're going to
Yeah, Pamela, did you know that they kind of played that off as if that was an alert? It was an Amber Alert, but it was actually for tornadoes and strong storms in the area.
to be here next time for court. All right?
I'll have that filled out today.
All right. Very well. You may go with the officer. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, sir.
Christopher Rogers.
Christopher Rogers, great name. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Rogers.
He likes to
you're on
party.
court today.
Yes, sir.
You have 2 separate cases. Let's see here.
By the way, this is that last guy had a heart attack when he got pulled
22
over.
CRB 827. You got one kind of criminal damaging, the other one of resisting arrest. Both are M2s. Each carries up to 90 days jail, up to a $750 fine.
Both of them are what?
M2s. So up to 90 days, up to. You think I said F2?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not F2s. Not in this court anyway. The other case, 22 CRB 797, you're charged with theft. Now that's a first-degree misdemeanor that carries up to 180 days, up to a $1,000 fine. So
He's in a ZZ
let's
Top
start off
metal
with that,
band,
since I've got
actually,
that one
Brooklyn.
open. How do you want to plead to that charge?
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Okay, well, let him go. He seems all right.
And what is your current address?
303 Raspberry Circle, Hebron, Ohio, 43025.
Seems like a pretty honest guy. Where does he work, you think, Creed? Chipotle?
If you have a PO box, or does the mail come straight to the house?
No, he works in
No,
a
it comes straight to the house.
All right. You employed?
Yes, sir.
Where do you work?
I work at that McDonald's on Integrity Drive.
Damn, I was way off.
That's where you were arrested, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Would you have guessed McDonald's? I would. I didn't take him to fast food. Either.
That's on a food service.
Oh, nope, May 27th. Got it. Okay.
At the same time, they got me.
You've been
What
here
is
since
it?
Friday?
Yes, sir.
He's definitely got that Scotty in look.
Yes.
The ice cream machine. He wanted to fix it. David, hallelujah. Thank you. 4 weeks of support over on the Facebook.
All right, so here's what we're going to do, Mr. Rogers. I'll go ahead on both cases, release you on your own recognizance, order that they be randomly assigned to a judge. They may both go to the same judge. You may have different judges. But until and unless you get a lawyer, all notices are going to go directly to you about court dates, so make sure your address is correct on your bond paperwork. You're eligible to ask for court-appointed counsel. You can get the application there at the jail, but since you're being released, the jail's not going to send this in for you. And let me make sure that this is the only reason you're in. It appears that, nope. It looks like you got an APA holder. Okay. So you're not going to be able to get released until they decide to drop that. So the jail should send your application down. Just double check with the COs. All right.
You settled a lot of things just doing this because now my PO has to deal with me.
Okay. All right. Well, any other questions today?
No, so I'm getting OR'd on all my charges.
You're getting OR'd on these two cases. That's correct. However, like you well understand, until that holder gets dropped, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that Mr. Peanut?
Any other questions today?
No.
Oh, that's the beard. Okay.
Massive, beautiful beard, son.
I'm loving it.
Christopher Sampson.
So is he.
By the way, real quick, Francie Davies on the Facebook. So sorry that you're having such a bad day. Gee, Stephen O'Neill.
Read those. You understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, Your Honor.
One count of assault, a misdemeanor of the first degree, carries up to 180 days, up to $1,000 fine, and one count of criminal
That's
damage.
true.
That's a second degree misdemeanor. That's up to 90 days and a $750 fine. How do you wish to plead to the charges?
Not guilty, please.
What's your current address?
No contest.
2555 Youngs Grove Road, Columbus, Ohio, 43231.
Are you employed?
Self-employed, yes.
What kind of work do you do?
Self-employed.
I own my own construction business, CSC Construction.
How long have you been in business for yourself?
I've had that EIN since 2017. Still going.
EIN, baby.
Like crazy.
Let me take a quick look here at the file, then we're going to talk about your bond, all right?
Vinny with a super rare NFT of the Creed family.
It is very rare.
Vincent.
Extraordinarily so.
All right, good. I'm glad you guys are using this. I love this. It's great because then it makes it legit. If you're the first one to post it on there, then you're the owner.
Man, it's yours. Do as you will.
Yeah, Pike got a good one too. I like that one.
Oh, the dog attacking that guy yesterday. Yeah. He was naked and lubed up.
All right, Fred's got a couple. I forgot. You guys are great. I love this. A couple others. That is so good. So
what more? There's all the reason you need to become a member of our own Discord. So go ahead, ! Discord, and jump on there.
The hold up here.
I think that he's having a hard time figuring out exactly this guy's history because he asked me if he.
I don't think he's going to have much, to be honest with you. Dude's sitting there talking about his
business,
in using terms that somebody that has a business would know. He's not standing there like most of them.
How you doing? What do you do for a living? Okay. Is there anything you want to say before I state your bond? Probably not wise to talk about what may or may not have happened, obviously.
I'm sorry, no.
Is there anything you want to say about bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
I prefer men.
Yeah, that was the first that's ever happened to me. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, there you go.
I believe him. I completely believe him. I
Let him out. He's good.
I think it's just go back to work.
Is
What
he
did he
got a
do?
part?
I didn't even hear it.
Assault.
He's fine.
All right. Well, I did look at your record. You don't have one. You are going to be released on your own recognizance on two conditions. You're not to have
Good
any
job.
contact with the alleged victim, and you're not to be in possession of any firearms or any deadly weapons. So you still have some in your possession. Those need to go to somebody else for safekeeping. If you were to be found in violation of those bond terms,
wow,
it can be revoked, and you could be sitting at the jail until the case was resolved. Understand?
Awesome. Thank you.
This case is going to be randomly assigned to a judge.
Hi, Cred
Until and unless an
and
attorney
Mickey.
is involved, all notices will go directly to you.
No.
If you want to give an attorney, if you're going to hire one, do it right away. If you're going to go court appointed, get the application from the jail. But since you're being released, it'll be your responsibility to get it turned in. Don't wait until the day of trial to go get an attorney. Do you have any questions, sir?
I
think that's it. Thank you.
Very well. You may go with the office.
Contact customer support. I don't know, Roger.
You're on YouTube. There you go.
Good afternoon. Are you Miss Sterling?
Wow.
Miss Sterling, do you understand
Miss.
your rights in court today?
Hey now.
Yes.
Did you receive a copy of the complaint?
Yes.
Did you read it? Do you understand what it is you've been charged with?
Yes.
Yeah, they charged you with, it looks like they originally arrested you for domestic violence. However, when the prosecutors reviewed it, they elected to charge it as a minor misdemeanor disorderly conduct. That charge carries a maximum penalty of a $150 fine. How do you wish to plead?
Is there any jail time?
No, the maximum penalty is a $150 fine. There's no possible jail time.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Yeah, there's no jail time associated with that charge, just the possibility of a fine of up to $150.
I'll go ahead and plead guilty.
All right, now, you don't have to do that. You have a right to a trial. It's the
Got some
government's
low-hanging
burden to
fruit.
prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
You sure,
But
T?
Come
you plead
on.
guilty, you admit doing it. They don't have to prove anything, and you waive your right to a trial. Understand?
Whose 1960s telephone is going off in the other room?
I mean, as far as this is concerned, I don't know if you're being held on anything else. Are you?
No, sir.
Well, then. This
No,
won't
sir.
be- And it looks
This won't
like,
keep me in jail.
yeah, it looks like this is the only reason you're in jail. Lastly, I need to ask you, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes.
All right, let me take a quick look at the file. And then if you want to make a statement, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
Her making a statement would be ideal. No bra, no teethers. I mean, she's the whole package.
She's a beaut.
She will whoop your ass though, T. So you might want to just be
Okay.
careful.
Anything you
bet
want to say
she's a
about what
scrapper.
happened?
No, we fought, we defended ourselves. I mean,
All right.
I know. I don't know what Francie's problem is
nothing
today.
happened
Very
again,
bad
just we
mood.
have to worry about getting
Sorry,
our
Fran.
children back. So,
Are you employed?
no, I'm looking for a job.
No, what are you, nuts? Of course I'm not. Jesus, Judge, why would you ask me that?
I put in an application with Goodwill Plaza right down the street.
Oh,
Okay, good deal.
been trying to get that job for a year.
$50?
Your Honor, can you put a good word in for me at the Goodwill?
No, sir.
Very well. You may go with the officer. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I forgot we had intro music for when we go over to licking. I completely forgot. That was my fault. I forgot.
Yeah. And Mr. Van Kirk, do you understand your rights in court today?
Yeah.
Did you receive a copy of the complaint that was filed against
Come
you?
on, Dan Kirk.
Yes.
Did you read it? Do you understand you've been charged with a single count of domestic violence?
Oh no,
Yeah.
DV.
That's a first degree misdemeanor. It carries up to 180 days in the county jail, up to a $1,000 fine. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Violations. How do I handle this?
Can't believe you domestic
Full
violence
address?
somebody.
146 Partridge Court, Apartment C, Heath, Ohio.
C is in Charlie.
Yes.
Are you employed?
No, not currently.
When's the last time you were?
About 5 months ago.
And where were you
Good.
working?
Tell them
I
to
was at
shut up in the
Henderson. I worked there
courtroom,
for about 5
please.
years.
And why did you leave?
I have my other 3 kids like pretty much 24/7, and
Damn, I didn't
just
even see
wasn't
that.
Working. I couldn't work 5 days a week and get them back and forth to school 5 days a week. It just
Floby.
wasn't working.
He left the job he was at for 5 years because he has 3 kids. I mean, that makes sense, right? Income to no income. Better care for the children.
I figured I could
Go do that in another room. Jesus, they never do this.
Yeah, why are they being so freaking loud?
What's up, licking?
Can we get a better mic that doesn't pick up the entire room?
It's usually pretty decent. While we got a second, don't forget 2 for Tuesday coming up on We Got a Chase 405 East, 105
I
Pacific
promise.
time. Like
the
this
East.
video if you're new here, subscribe, notifications on. We give you at least an hour of Zoom court drama each day. Usually it's more like 2 hours, almost every day. And then, of course,
No shortage.
Is Ruth employed?
Instacart. She does Instacart.
People still answer that like with DoorDash as kind of like it's a job, but it's you know what I mean? Like it is. I totally agree it is a job, but
Who's
they
on the lease at 146 Partridge?
Me and her.
Both of you are? Do you have someplace other than Partridge Court where you can
That
go?
would be her and I.
Yeah.
Where would that be?
My mom's
She got a
down
tattoo
the
on her
street, my
thigh,
cousin's
by the
a little
way.
bit further down the street.
It's tough. So tough.
Yeah, there's usually they talk and do things afterwards, but it's usually in the other room there.
You not have any contact either directly or indirectly with Amber Russa, at least for now. Furthermore, you're not consuming alcohol or illegal drugs. The bond condition can be modified, but what I strongly recommend you do is you get an application for court-appointed counsel.
Or application for a job.
A motion to modify your bond. Then a hearing would most likely be held. But until such time, you got to obey that rule. Now, if you still have personal property over at Partridge Court, you'll need to make arrangements through the Heath Police Department for a standby assistant.
Oh, wow, they're making them get out.
Because you know she won't be there at that time.
I
It's a violation. You could end
I
up.
mean, I would imagine jail's kind of full at the moment.
So, this case will
That
be
could be.
randomly assigned to a judge and set for a trial. You'll get notice by mail until and unless an attorney gets involved. You have any
It
questions?
sounds busy.
No.
Very well. You may go with the officer. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Well,
Charles Walton.
So I gotta say, pretty decent group of folks so far today for Licket.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know.
It's, it was a holiday. All the really, goofy people took the day off. Oh, I stand corrected.
Yeah, I take that back.
Good afternoon, sir. You Mr. Walton?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Walton, do you understand your rights in court today?
Yeah.
Did you get a copy of your complaint?
Yeah.
Oh,
Agree that
wow.
You understand you've been charged with a minor misdemeanor disorderly conduct?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a maximum $150 fine. How do you want to plead?
No contest.
All right. Now, you're not admitting you're guilty and it can't be used against you later, but you're admitting that what they say happened is true. So if what they say is enough, I'm going to find you guilty. Understand? You'll be waiving your right to a trial, and the government won't have to prove you're guilty on a reasonable doubt. You understand that, too?
Okay.
And are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes.
All right. Anything you want to add to what happened? I've already spoken with Miss Sterling.
I just want to get my daughter back and be done with her.
How old's your daughter?
She'll be
27
in July.
And what's her name?
Patricia.
Patricia.
Yes.
Patricia Walton.
Lovely little girl.
All right. So, Mr. Walton, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to impose a fine of $150 in order that you pay the court costs.
$150.
After they process you out. Any questions?
No, sir.
Very well. You may go
All
to the
right.
officer. Thank
Tell
you.
John Boy I say
Good
hi.
luck with your daughter.
Bye, Mr. Walton.
Next we have James Watson Jr.
Seems legit.
Good afternoon, sir. You Mr.
Oh,
Watson?
shit. What did I just do?
Mr. Watson, you have two cases with warrants that we're going to set bonds for.
Sorry about that.
To their respective judges. And it looks like you caught a new charge here. So, do you understand your rights in court?
Good catch.
Yes, I do.
Did you get a copy of the new complaints?
Yeah, I did.
It looks like we've got theft and we've got possession of drug paraphernalia. Theft is one, it's up to 180 days, $1,000 fine. Paraphernalia charges an M4, that's up to 30 days, up to a $250 fine. How do you want to plead to those two charges?
Come on. Guilty.
Not guilty. All right.
Man, come on. What was your day?
This is Taco Tuesday.
Doctor. Yes.
Is this an old newsroom? Breaking news. Hello? Newsroom. All right. Stop the presses. Dominoes.
Mikey, while we have a second, I'm gonna run out. I'll be over.
Go ahead.
Nice tats on him. By the way.
Oh, his hand's asleep. Somebody needs to.
I can't say as I have.
So, oh, is that a picture? Look at Texas Mama Bear picture. Very nice. Were you good into the cotillion in that photo? Never had one, so I can't say it's bad. I mean, 81. 81, guys. They're running a small business out of there, EIN.
Okay.
24
so
years.
a little
Did you
bit of a
own the
mixed
place?
bag Here on your bonds. Anything you want to say before I make a final decision here?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had the failure to appear with my mom dying and trying to locate all of her stuff and my stuff. I've been here and there. I finally got me an address now where I can stay. I can really get my mail. I wish you could go ahead and read out.
I don't know that I was aware that the moment passed, but you certainly have my condolences on that.
I got it while I was out here, and everybody stole all my stuff, and it's been hectic for me, Your Honor.
Bunch of thieves.
Dropped my pay down to $400 a month. Trying to live on that. It's really hectic, and one of my friends finally gave me a place to rent out the whole top half of his house. So it'd be really, really nice if you could reinstate those two on them fair to appears and give me an OR on this. I'll be there, I promise.
Look at him, he's his own attorney.
A bit of a mixed bag because I am going to set a recognizance bond on the new case. All right. When Judge George issued the warrant for your arrest on his case, he set a $5,000 cash surety or 10% bond.
Ouch.
I'm going to reduce that to $2,500, but since he did set such a high bond, I'm going to defer to his judgment. And then when I issued my warrant for you, it had $2,500 bond as well. That case is from July of last year, so it's getting old. You don't have a lawyer on any of these, so you got to fill out a new application if you want one. They can probably speed up the process for you, but the cases that were already assigned will get reset with that judge. The new one's going to get randomly assigned.
I mean, Iowa golfer. It's got to have the sob story, right?
Questions today?
How hard would it be just if I wanted just to plead guilty to them and get them over with?
Well, I can't do that at this point because the gist of it is that you would do that simply because you weren't getting OR bonds. That wouldn't be considered intelligent, knowing, and voluntary as far as the waiver. If you want to plead out at your next court date, that's fine. And trust me, these are going to get set quick because you're getting 3 for 1 on speedy trial. Okay?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, Mr.
Thank you,
Watson, you may
sir.
go with the officer. Thank you.
Looks like a good group in the courtroom as well.
I'm sorry, I got to get Mr. Arter. We had a little medical thing for a second.
Okay.
A medical thing happened while we were sitting here? They stole everything while I was in here. It killed my mother. She passed. A medical emergency we had, I guess, that we missed. Make sure you like this video, guys. I hate to ask you, but, you know, it's kind of a thing. Now I want tacos.
Okay, she's here now, so, okay, thank you.
It's excitement, Justin.
Not a good cook, huh? Nothing.
Mr. Watson, you need an attorney for.
I have to be inspired, Denise. You know, I have to get my juices flowing. I need that little inspiration, that spark that brings me to life.
Somebody's supposed to be bringing me somebody to meditate.
But that's not a no.
Mr. Ross, yeah, Watson. He's in L.
I hope they're not talking about something they shouldn't be back there.
Yeah, right.
Your Honor. We'll be right with you. It was a good shanking in the shower. Your Honor, you can go ahead and clear the docket. That guy died.
100,000 cash surety. Okay.
Is there another? Oh, they're answering the phone and telling people what people's bonds are. That phone is off the hook. And there's a copy machine back there too. Is there espresso back there?
Are you Mr. Pilkington? You're Miss Pilkington?
Hey, Miss. Yeah, bring her on up. Let's see what Miss
All right.
Pilkington
Oh,
has
well.
to say.
Okay, yeah, you're here because you found out you had a warrant for your arrest? All right. Judge George set an OR bond on that, so I'm going to go ahead and release you on a recognizance bond, refer it back to his office, so something else in the next court date. So, any questions? All right, very well. I think the bill probably ready to take you down. All right. All right. Good afternoon, sir. You Mr. Arter?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Arter, do you understand your rights in court today?
Yes, sir.
Did you receive a copy of the complaint?
No, sir, I didn't.
Well, the Newark Police Department alleges that on or about May the 29th of this year, within the city of Newark and Lincoln County, Ohio, you did recklessly cause inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm to another by engaging in fighting, in threatening harm to persons or property, or in violent or turbulent behavior, and did not cease after a reasonable request to do so, which is just a long-winded way of saying they charged you with disorderly conduct as a 4th-degree misdemeanor. Carries up to 30 days jail. Up
He
to a
really is nice.
$250 fine. How do you wish to plead, sir?
I'm pleading not guilty.
All right. And what's your current address?
I'm pleading the fifth.
3463 Fallsburg Road.
He must have done a drum solo before
Now,
it came up.
obviously, I read
Excuse
the
me,
police
I'm
report
having a little
here.
trouble breathing.
No shit.
Okay, that's I
Mikey
read the
Senior.
police report. Were you only staying temporarily at the rehab center?
Yes, I was in the hospital.
Oh, there was the random chair. We haven't seen the random chair all day.
And
This could be our first
Well,
death,
yeah.
Green.
And so I went to the nursing home as rehabilitation.
Okay, but you're no longer going to be staying there, correct?
He can barely breathe, but
No.
he's out beating people's
All right, well,
asses.
You'll be released on your own recognizance and notified by mail of your next court date. You're eligible to ask for court-appointed counsel, and they have the application there at the jail. But since you're getting out, you'll have to turn it in if you want one. Main thing is don't wait
No, he
until the
definitely
day of trial to deal with getting an attorney.
Mary Lou Wooten Fitzgerald. Great to see
All right,
you.
Mr. Arter, if you have no further questions, you may go with the officer. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Sue, there better only be 2 tomorrow.
That was a busy day. We done?
Yeah.
While he does that, got a few more over here on the Discord. It's on the NFT ownership claim section.
And
I like that one that Iowa Golfer has. These are all McDonald's signs. That's actually good. It's not an NFT, but it'll work.
All right.
It'll
so
work
Mr. Barnett, it
just
looks
the same.
like
Couple
you've
more is
never addressed
claimed.
This complaint that was filed back in March. Come on up. You have your rights in court form?
Yes, sir.
Oh, go get it there, handsome.
Be prepared, you son bitch.
I know you haven't gotten a copy of your complaint because your copy is inside this file, and I'm going to hand it to you here in a moment, okay? But the Newark Police Department is alleging that on or about March 17th of this
Might have
year
been.
in the city of Heath and Lincoln County, Ohio, that you did knowingly with purpose to deprive the owner of property valued less than $1,000, obtained or exerted control over that property without consent of the owner or person authorized to consent. It's commonly known as theft. It's the first
There's a
degree murder.
rototiller, Your Honor.
Maximum penalty is
Oh,
up to
damn
9
timer,
days
just
jail,
asking about
$1,000 fine. Yeah. How do you wish
About to
to
cut this off.
And what's your current address?
176 Duke Crow,
Okay.
Newark, Ohio, 42055.
Are you employed?
Yes,
What do you do?
I'm a self-contractor.
Okay, and what kind of work do you typically do?
Self-contractor.
Modeling and restoration mainly.
Gotcha.
Modeling.
All the little stuff you can do without a license, Your Honor.
I'm a model, Your Honor. Men's underwear.
All right. Looks like they're alleging this was Walmart situation. Either way, you're
Did
going
you
to
say
be released on your
Walmart?
own recognizance, notified by mail of your next court date. If you're going for court
It's a
appointment,
Walmart situation.
today. If you're not, you don't have to, but don't wait until the day of trial. Don't get me. Okay. All right.
Ooh, Mikey, don't do Mikey. They don't.
Probably about
They
They've
won't
been
take
looking
it.
for him for
You'll get
3
that.
decades now.
Any other questions today?
You ain't getting
All right.
nothing under my name.
And your copy of the complaint, that's yours to keep.
Foot bottle on yes on
Thank you, sir.
OnlyFans, Your Honor.
Have a good day, and I appreciate your patience. We had quite a few today locked up at the jail.
I was actually over there at the other courthouse.
Oh, well, see, that worked out for you. All right. Go ahead and take
I
some-
was in jail too, Your Honor.
That is it for
that
licking
everything
today.
was resolved. It said 0 on my end. They
be
never
back,
got back
okay.
with me.
And then next thing you know, that I was getting paperwork in the mail
Marcus
saying
and
that I
Heather.
owed them money.
Oh, good. LaQuandra
And
is
that was
driving in
this
court.
year
We
that
love
I
that.
received a judgment saying that I had not paid them. And I said, well, look, it was all the way back last year that you guys, it shows 0 and you never got back with me. So the same thing that he's saying, they said it was a glitch. I said, how can it be a glitch when it's saying 0? I don't, it has an account number with it. So can't you look up that account and see how much money that I owe? They could not come up with that. They never got back with me.
Of course they could have. Of course they
Real quick, did you know that there's more? We're on number 3. I just searched to find courtroom number 1 and 2, and here's courtroom number 1.
Make sure you add that.
I did.
I mean,
And
I don't
number
know what
2.
else to say, Judge, but there was a mistake that was made, that the client made. I spoke with the client. They're willing to honor that error, file the satisfaction and release the lien that was filed. I believe it was in May of, it was recorded in, I think, May of 2020.
This is what I'm going to do, Mr. Perry, because this is problematic. The only reason this case even came to my attention is that I decided to set it for a hearing on your motion to set aside the installment payment order. I don't do that with all of your cases. I don't do that with all of any of those cases.
I think you do with all my cases.
Okay? So
I think every
no,
my
I don't.
You do it too.
No, I don't.
Because I think the rules say 14
fight with
days,
this
if there's
dude.
no objection, you're supposed to set it aside. But you set all my cases for hearing.
I don't set all of your cases
Sit
for
here and wait and talk to you for
Or
hours.
let me say this. Let me say this.
Damn.
I don't set all of your law firm's cases for hearing. I'll say it that way.
All my motions.
So the only way this came to light is because the court set it for a hearing. You guys would still be going back and forth on this like you have for almost a year. Is that accurate?
No, it's not accurate.
Well,
damn.
Well, the only way that this got put on your radar screen is because I scheduled this hearing.
Yeah, we're not going to miss it, Billy. We will.
That's the only way it got put on your radar screen to do anything about
Really, the issue comes to this. The issue is there money owed on the judgment? And the answer to that question is yes. But Midland understands that they made a mistake and they're willing to honor that mistake and file a satisfactory judgment. I don't know what else the court wants to hear.
Do you think that the mistake is one of those kinds of mistakes that, the Fair Debt Collection laws would address?
I don't know, Judge.
Uh-oh.
LaQuanda's down there going, oh, no, he
kind of mistake
didn't.
that is covered under the Fair Debt Collection law?
I don't know, Judge.
Does
Well,
the
you ever
Fair
see-
Debt Collection laws allow you
You ever see him
to
mess
give
around with his whole
duplicitous information in
gavel like
terms
that?
of a debtor's debt?
Nope. He's pissed.
Are you asking me a legal question, Judge?
No,
Dude's
Sounds
playing
like
with
it.
Fire.
I'm not.
Damn.
Playing with fire.
It's not a
He
legal
hates the
question.
judge.
You think that's a legal question?
Sounds like it to me. Well, I'm going to file a satisfaction judgment this week with the court, and I'm going to release.
No. This
I'm
is
gonna
what we're going to do.
Court.
No.
The great Judge Herman.
You're going to do this today, now.
Do what
You're
today?
going to fax it. You're going to file this now so I can sign it today.
Pissed.
So I will pass this file. I will go to my other files and I'll come back to you. Our fax number is
Hold on.
810.
Now, this guy, that, in case you're wondering what the hell's going on, this guy works for the collection agency. He's trying to get
I
some
can't
money out of
believe
this thing.
that somebody had a deaf ear to this for 9 months. And what that tells me is,
Well, Judge, I guess the issue is when did you provide?
let me finish. Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. You refer to it as a glitch. Okay, call it whatever you will or may. But at the end of the day, nobody should have to fight this hard to prove what your computer would have said. Nobody should have to
Ronnie,
fight this
thank you
hard
for
like
doing
that.
that.
And I, you know, I just
Okay, boys.
what it tells me is when you couldn't answer my question about, well, how did the glitch occur, or what do you mean by a glitch? I can only assume that this probably isn't the only situation where this is going on. There's probably hundreds, could be thousands, could be completely systemic. And people are being raked over the coals.
Oh, yeah.
When you guys are in the wrong.
Anybody notice LaQuanda need to take her boob?
So maybe what I will do from this point forward is schedule your motions. Maybe I should schedule all.
You do schedule all. I don't know why you keep saying you don't.
I don't schedule all of them. Some of them I don't.
$2 cash.
Some of them I just go
I'm
ahead.
gonna pull
If I have a
everybody.
question about something.
Can I get that fax number?
Yes, 810.
I love Judge Herman.
257 2607.
And everybody else that's coming up in front of him are
Whose
like, "Oh,
attention?
damn it, this ain't going to be a good day."
It's right here in the courtroom.
810-72607.
Yes.
All right. You want me to fax over the SOJ so we can close this case?
Yes. And the release of the lien.
So those of you who don't know,
Doing this all now.
a satisfaction of judgment is a document
Does the
signed
court's
by a
fax
judgment
machine
creditor
accept
and
legal
generally
paper?
filed with court, indicating that a judgment has been paid in full.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing this dude just
She's going to get off on owing money, I think, because they had some sort of screw up and they couldn't keep up with how much money she'd pay, and it was coming up as zero, so she couldn't make any payments because it said she didn't know anything. But in reality, they think she does. But Judge Herman is standing up for this young lady, and I commend him vigorously.
No.
Well, I'll do my best.
So if you need to,
over.
If you need to reduce it,
I'll do my best, Your Honor.
well, you know, if you fax a legal size sheet, I don't know, it might carry over to the next page.
I doubt it.
I don't know. We don't know. I don't know.
All
That's
right.
not the best fax machine. That's mostly, a printer.
Well, Judge, we'll do
You know
our
what I
best.
mean?
Fax over the
What?
SOJ and the lien
That's the
release,
best
and I'll
fax
send the
machine.
originals in this week too. I'll be in the office tomorrow. Do you want me to log back on after I do this?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, I'm passing this.
All right.
well, they're not very good friends.
No, he doesn't like Judge Herman. He says he passes over on their stuff.
Yeah.
all the time.
Should I leave off? This is
Just wait. Just wait.
okay.
Mute yourself and just wait. It should just be
Yeah, gonna be one of them days.
He's so mad.
Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. Progressive Marathon Insurance versus Amisha Magruder. This is case C21G5528GC.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Tiffany Williams on behalf of Progressive Marathon Insurance Company, P number 74809.
Tiffany works in a very nice.
That's a nice
Okay.
place.
Sun coming in just right.
Where is
They don't
Amisha
need-
Magruder?
She's not here.
name is checked in, Judge.
Well, she was here on May 17th.
I believe she appeared by phone. I think the court called her, if I'm not mistaken.
I just
And
mute
spoke to
yourself.
her over the phone. I think she was picking up her children, if I'm not mistaken. And you advised her to get a attorney or look for an attorney. That's why it was adjourned.
Is there anybody we haven't identified?
There's one person on a phone that ends with 7129.
Let's give it a try.
Who's on a phone that ends in 7129?
And Pierre Dotson.
Oh, hello there.
You're not who we want, are you? I don't believe
Okay.
so.
Can you make sure that screen?
I hope somebody's watching for a McDonald's down there with Laquanda, right? Because I can't keep
I
staring at it.
did get an email back from Tom.
I'm staring at it, all right, but it ain't the window.
It's the just pick it up. Just pick it up and move it a little bit, please.
Carol,
You
was
see-
it something like that? Was I close?
Is that a pretty close representation of how it flopped out? I just want to show you real quick. Is this our Gina that sits? She's gone. You know what I'm talking about, Gina? Who, like,
Yes, she's on the couch.
I can't tell if that's her, and I'm really trying to figure out what Santa up there in the corner did, or down right here.
Man Wolf.
Look at those books.
I have envy. Herman is mad. Judge.
Message that I have on there saying to put your name on it.
This is fun watching. If you look up in the corner here, you can see people are just passing by this window and going up to this other window to do that. It's got a hello there.
Whoa
Rio.
there.
His name is Rio, and he
he's got his shirt open too.
Yeah, he does. Oh yeah, that looks good.
That could be like.
I think that the extent of our speaking was
she's
on the
eating.
record, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, she been pounding fries, I think, for the last 20 minutes. Where you been?
Again.
What's your
I was
pleasure?
distracted, Your Honor.
Dismiss her motion without prejudice. That way she can refile it at her convenience.
Tiffany's very smart. She is being very kind.
I'm not sure if she
What,
found an
Gordon Fang?
attorney or what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder who those people were. Those were her attorney.
Good to see you
I
this
have
early.
no idea who they were. If they needed to be here for a case, you would think they would find a mask and come back.
Your Honor, I don't know.
Yes, but I didn't have a chance to give anyone.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I didn't see. I was just going to say I have another one at 3. So I mean, theoretically, we can pass it. Maybe those people will come back in. I mean, if she's here, I'd rather
Okay.
go ahead and get it resolved. If she's not, then
I got it. No, yes.
So
Fair
I'll just
enough.
kind of hang
Fair
tight
enough. We'll pass it.
after 3. Okay, thank you.
Fair enough. We'll pass it. You're
Okay,
a
thank
very ethical and reasonable attorney, Ms. Williams.
Oh, I hope you remember that at 3 o'clock, Your Honor. But
No, I don't remember it because I've always felt that way about you.
I appreciate that, Your Honor. Thank you.
Herman with the jab at the other attorney right there.
No kidding.
From this morning,
Wow.
was calling in, is
For
now
real.
calling in again.
Don't
I
play,
have
man.
no
I
idea
love
who
it.
that is. Someone on this phone number.
Who's on 336-7096? Who is that?
Alicia Ray. Alicia Ray.
You cut off.
Alicia Ray.
Alicia Ray.
God.
Okay, didn't we ask her to identify herself this morning?
6 times if we did it once, Judge.
Your case was this morning. We asked a whole bunch of times for you to say who you were.
Well, I was having problems with my phone.
I think you still are.
I was having problems with my phone.
I don't think she heard you.
Once again, the communication
Okay, well,
process is
listen.
broken down.
This is going to be rescheduled.
Hey, Laquanda.
This is going to be rescheduled for another 30 days from now, roughly.
Roughly.
Another 30
Can you hear
days
me?
from-
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
We think that there was a notice on the screen that told people that we were adjourning cases today, and that was put up erroneously this morning.
Well, just drop it.
It was left,
Just drop it.
so, what's that?
Just drop it because, and just make her pay the court cost. I pay for my own scooter.
Oh God, don't.
Well, ma'am,
What'd you say?
if you want to dismiss the case, then, you sign a dismissal form.
What you say?
But I'm going to get, because here's the other problem, ma'am. I can't see who you are. Okay? And we're making a record. We're recording this. The video's recorded. So it's, we kind of like to have people's face up there so that we know who we're talking to. So that if, something comes up down the road, nobody can say, wait a minute, that wasn't me. Somebody was impersonating me. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, I follow what you're saying.
If we got a video, we could look and see if that, who the person was or is.
Beautiful picture you got there.
Okay.
Real quick, just want you to see Rio has.
Oh wow.
He's smoking, by the way, but got us.
Oh, I bet he is.
Great look.
And come to the clerk's office and fill out a dismissal form, and I'll sign it. But somebody's got to lay eyes on you. Somebody's got to lay eyes on you.
Okay.
Somebody got to lay eyes on you.
All right. Otherwise, it's going to be rescheduled. You get a notice in the mail.
I was getting ready for him to
right, you have a
yell at
good
her for
day.
trying to be a damn judge.
All right.
Bye-bye.
LaQuandra's steering wheel has got it's like fuzzy or something.
Yeah, fuzzies or something.
Weird. Real weird.
Poor Judge Herman.
He's having a bad day, man. And he had a full ass docket this morning. I mean, the screen was at capacity.
Oh wow. I would love to see him work with a lot of people at once because he's usually so hands-on, one-on-one,
He's really stressed right now, and I don't like that. No, sir. He needs to go get him a delicious Subway sandwich.
RPM Auto Sales Incorporated versus Amy Wilson. Case number C19G4949G.
There's Amy.
Hi, Amy. Hi, Brent.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Brent Cradible appearing on behalf of plaintiff, RPM Auto Sales.
Non-payer.
The defendant here?
Yes.
Does she have on like a negligee or something?
What is your name?
Amy Wilson.
She just got on her OnlyFans.
Yeah, viewer discretion is advised. She doesn't have much on.
Okay.
FY.
So we were here on April the 7th. And I adjourned the objection hearing for 45 days. I stayed all collection activity until further order of the court. Defendant has to file not later than April 22nd, any motions pertaining to setting aside the default judgment. Did you file a motion to set aside the default judgment?
Yes, I did.
Ms. Wilson,
Is she missing her teeth too?
when did you do that?
Do you remember what day it was?
April 19th, Your Honor. I have it right here.
Oh, okay, got it.
Marcus and Heather have a hell of a hat collection.
Somebody
there.
put it in the file backwards.
They did.
Okay, it's down lower than, okay.
Does Amy just not have any AC, you think? Is it just super hot where she's at? Or?
Probably actually came in after that motion is why.
I mean, she's got whoa.
Last time.
She keeps licking her fingers. It's kind of weird.
All right, I got it.
She tweaking?
So, Ms. Wilson, why do you feel that the default should be set aside?
Why what?
I don't like this court shit, Your Honor.
Why should the default judgment be set aside? You said, please see attached.
Well,
oh, yeah, there was a second sheet that I had filled out that I wrote out.
I see it, but I want you to talk about it, ma'am. Summarize it or whatever.
Good luck,
Well,
Bob.
Hang in there.
I took my car in to get a tune-up a front end alignment, and something else. And they said it'd be ready the next morning. They didn't have it
Okay.
ready. And on Sunday, apparently they parked my car where there was no video, and somebody had broke into it, stole all my stuff out of the trunk and the radio out, busted out the window.
Yeah, I had $10,000
And then
there.
the
Yeah.
same day that I got the phone call, 2 people that worked out there got fired, but they
Oh.
wouldn't tell me
Oh.
that their
Oh.
employees did it because it was
Oh.
intentional. Like, breaks in and steals a radio. They don't stick the screws in a little neat pile to take with them. So I left the car
Terminator.
there. And then I got paperwork later on with a signature that was not mine.
Does she have
Wow.
a case? Is this real? Or is
What
she just
kind of
making this
paper? I
up?
don't
This could be
really know.
good.
The paperwork saying that it was brought back and dropped, or that I left it there. And I tried
Is
to
this
call
when the car was in the-
get them to get the paperwork again. I don't have any of the paperwork I got way back, before COVID started. I called up there. I talked
Oh my God,
to
it's been
2
going on that long?
people, and then once again, trying to get the papers that
Looks
they had
good.
given me. They tried saying that the car was destroyed. It was not. It run just fine. It just needed, like I said, a tune-up and front end alignment. But they're saying, that was all trashed and stuff. Yes, there was stuff in it. I have 4 kids,
If this is a real story,
but
if this was done,
turned
Hey,
around
look.
and, from what I understand, sold it to themselves at the auction.
How did they get to keep the car?
because they said that it was trashed, it wouldn't run.
Okay, I have 2 questions. When is all this supposed to have occurred?
2 years ago. It
Smoke
was
just
right
coming from
before
her mouth.
COVID started because the courts had
Move the hair
shut
and
down,
stop
so I couldn't
smoke.
come down there to try to do this sooner.
She's got a
Was the
weird
car
mouth.
under warranty when you took it over there?
I don't know what you mean.
To work on it.
Yes.
I guess and no. I don't know. Had worked on it before and tacked it on the end of the payment. I've gotten like 6 cars from there.
Okay, she bought the car from these people, then took it there to get it worked on.
Mm-hmm.
It got busted into
going back.
and whatnot. They claimed
I've
it
never had a
was
problem until now.
trashed and wrote it off and sold it to themselves later.
That makes sense because it could have been like a buy
And
here,
I've
pay here
heard a
type
lot of bad
place.
stuff
that
about
still
Absolutely.
I do other
owns it.
places, but I
Mhm.
most part had really good experiences.
She fits the bill of the buy here, pay here. No offense, but
Mhm. Mhm. No, excuse you. Sorry, Dolphins fan.
well, we gotta. he
So,
needs to be asking.
Your defense
questions.
to the lawsuit
Getting her
is
dragged.
what?
I
You
don't
left
own
the
any.
car there,
Yeah.
so they didn't give you credit for what the car is worth. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they did $500 that when they took it to auction, you know how they have to sell it
Piercing
before
right here?
after me for the rest. Well, they sold it to the
Somebody clip that face.
and
That was
it's
a good one.
You're muted.
and
Somebody go back and
That's-
screenshot that, please.
Using your connection, Judge.
Your connection's fading in and out.
Don't let her go, Judge.
Take it from, I think I asked you, did
She
they
said, "I
give
have
you
4 kids."
full
You're on.
credit for the car? And then you were explaining.
The
So try it
car.
now.
I said they said that they got $500 for it.
I'm guessing that
Well,
Brent isn't for
to
her.
themselves
Brent
at
is
the
for the
auction.
car lot.
Okay.
Got another. this is
Instead of
bad
letting somebody actually buy it for what they could get for it, they sold it to themselves so they could as possible off and come after me.
To a pipe. Huh. I no matter we gotta stick around here for Brent. I can't wait to hear what the real story
Okay,
is.
so Mr. Cradiville, what do you have to
Here we
say
go.
to this customer who says she's had good experiences up to now and bought a whole bunch of cars from you, and that maybe your employees broke into her car and stole her radio?
It wouldn't be my employees, Your Honor. I'm just representing a client here.
Well, I don't mean at your law firm, Mr. Cradiville.
I
I
understand.
don't think anybody at your law firm, I hope nobody at your law firm would drive up to Flint and break into a car.
Understood, Your Honor.
All right.
I have no record of that. She seems to have a lot of, sounds like she's been talking to somebody who used to work for my client and has been told all sorts of things, and I cannot verify the veracity of any of it. What I can say is that she has certainly outlined a defense to the original claim. I'm not sure that it's got legal merit, but it is a defense. And I haven't heard anything about the good cause in setting aside the default, though, Your Honor. She was personally served in August of 2019. We're coming up on 3 years since that service. This is the first time hearing of it.
I
She can't help that.
I got up.
I feel like
You did
she's got
file
a
an
case.
answer in 2019.
He didn't do a very good job on that, did he?
No, he's like, I don't know what she's talking about here.
Because the paperwork the paperwork he's talking about that I got, that's the paperwork that had my signature signed. It was not my signature on it.
I mean, she's winning right now. He's kind of a douche, and
No, I'm
the
not talking
judge
about
just
that.
made fun of
I'm
him.
looking for the default judgment in here.
Looks like it was entered September 13th of 2019, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm. Attorney's already on the shit list with the judge today. So
Yeah,
he beats a
Looks
tread
like
light.
her answer was filed after the default. That's what happened. Her answer gets filed on October 11th.
He got 500 for it.
You got a copy of her answer, didn't you?
No, sir.
Did you send RPM a copy of your answer, ma'am?
My answer for
When you filed this answer to their lawsuit in October, you were late.
If she plays this right, no matter what,
yeah,
she might
I
make
you had
out a little
told
better
me
than.
last time
I mean, she's an angel.
I don't think she's hearing everything you said, Judge.
She's a pretty one.
I like how she talks out the side of her mouth.
Yeah. You replicated the side of the mouth. Did you cut? She does have a gigantic nose. Good for her.
Yes, she can smell things from miles away. She's got a nose like a hound dog.
Hang on here.
It's gonna be interesting because Brent ain't bringing it.
I like how they have the video with the backs like blurred out.
What's that?
Is she just mumbling to herself, or is her lover right there with her?
Her man's right there. She talks like she don't have teeth, but she's got a mouthful.
A few, yeah. Oh, she going for another? Wow, she
needs a
smokes a lot. Brent's getting nervous and has to have some water. The judge is going through 900 papers. And she
Pounding it. Drinking
getting
a tall
herself
boy.
a little Red Bull or something.
Tall boy. She's drinking early. She
Anyway,
has got a hell of a great
Oh.
creep frame camera.
She's got these. She got those right here too. Did you see that?
Yeah, somebody
Both
drilled in her chest, and she's held together by bolts and a crooked pitcher above her head. What time zone is Marcus and Heather in? Because that clock is wrong no matter which one they're in.
Thank you, guys. I got the
Now she's just modeling
Okay.
for me up there.
speaking of modeling.
Yeah, see?
Ma'am, why did you file your answer late?
Dead solid perfect.
I can't even honestly tell you. I don't know. I don't know if I didn't know there was a time limit on it. I don't have an answer.
Well, that's a good answer, right? I mean, it's on the paperwork.
That's what it says, yes, sir.
Well, ma'am, I guess what I want to know is this.
Are you going my way?
I mean, are you planning to get an attorney? I mean, what are you planning to do? Because
should she?
Assuming that I think you have a meritorious defense, and I think that you do, you even articulated it back in 2019. You know, you're going to have to develop it a bit. So are you prepared to do all of that?
Yes, I am. I don't know how about going to get all the paperwork that I got from them before, because all I keep getting is a runaround about getting
I
it.
thought it was. Yeah.
Sorry, our guy.
Not good.
I don't have it. It got something spilled on it. It was in a drawer and it got spilled on. So I had none of the
dog ate it.
paperwork from the beginning. I have tried talking to two people.
earthquake
one no longer
happened
works
and
there, and
the
the other
earth
person
opened up
wouldn't answer
and
me.
it all fell
And I
inside.
called up there a few times and I keep getting the runaround on. I need to talk to a certain person. I need to talk to this person. I know it's still in the system. They can just pull it up and print it. I don't know where else I can try to get the paperwork. But yes, if I can find somebody to help me, and
Brent's got something to
I'll
say.
do it. Brent says I'll do
He
it.
needs to ask me for the paperwork, Your Honor.
thank you. I did not know that.
Well, do you have it?
I don't know what she's looking for.
All of it.
Right.
All of the paperwork is, I mean, I don't know what that means.
Oh my God.
Anything that has to do with the car. All of it.
Okay. Let me go ahead and make a ruling. I'm going to set the judgment aside. Ma'am, if
Based
you
on
want
what?
to stand,
cause.
Brent, don't.
I think she has a meritorious defense.
Meritorious
Today's not
defense is
today,
don't
Brent.
think-
What's the good
I
cause?
don't think.
Oh, Brent's coming.
Did you hear what she said? She said that she believes that somebody forged the document.
Okay, again, that would be meritorious defense. What's the good cause?
Oh,
he is. Wow.
You can't commit fraud on the court to get a
She doesn't
judgment.
even know what document she's talking about, Your Honor.
Oh,
She's
Well,
not
read her
indicating
answer.
it had anything to do with the court case. She thinks it has to do with
Did
the
you-
vehicle originally. Has nothing to
No,
do with
it
anything.
was when after I dropped it back off, in the paperwork that they sent me, that I dropped it off.
Okay,
Okay.
I guess you don't have a copy of the answer that she filed in 2019. Is that true?
Correct.
Okay. So in paragraph 7 of her answer, she said she wasn't notified of the auction date.
uh-huh.
In paragraph 9 of her answer,
He's not happy. Brent's not happy.
referring to paragraph 9 in your complaint, she says, "This is not my signature."
Uh-huh.
And
Go
neither
ahead,
of those goes to good cause as to why she didn't respond to the original lawsuit.
Oh, I definitely think it goes to good cause. If somebody is committing fraud. in
Uh-oh,
order to
double
get
team.
money,
Back.
that is
He got out.
sufficient,
Yeah.
for
Oh,
her to
no.
be able to at least
No,
try to
not me.
articulate that argument and develop that argument.
Sure, but that's not what she's
look,
talking about.
the
She's
court-
talking
the
about a
court-
document.
excuse me. The court can't, wait a minute. I mean, you know, the court can, well, I'm not gonna talk about MCR 2.612. Okay,
Okay.
I'm not gonna talk
Oh,
about that,
he's mad. Oh, he's
but I
mad.
know
He's so
that parties are not allowed to rely on fraud to obtain a judgment.
And she's
Can't
provided
do
the
that.
court with what proof of that?
You want my signature?
You gotta.
It's not, whose burden of proof would that be, Your Honor? I mean,
Oh,
She's
you're gonna
kinda
change.
throwing
she
it
just
out
says
there,
it,
kinda like-
so it's a fact, and so we'll just set aside the
No,
default.
obviously,
3 years later.
obviously, that's an affirmative defense. Did you attach a copy of the documents to the complaint?
Yes, Your Honor.
What a cluster
No
of.
documents
Oh,
have
that's
a
already-
signature that would have been something that was after she, when she's talking about the signature on the certified mail receipt, and that's not a signature, that's just her name being written on the receipt so that they know who it goes to. That's not a forgery.
I don't think that's what it says.
That's a name written in cursive on a little green, certified mail slip.
What about all the rest of the stuff?
Yeah.
How come she lost her car?
To them letting it get broke into, and then
Well, Mr. Cradaville, those are my reasons. You don't have to like them. You don't have to be in love with them. You can hate them. But if there was fraud, she has a right to develop that argument. Now, I mean, obviously, it's got to go beyond just her saying it. So I'm going to,
Give them a month, figure it out.
I'm surprised though that you didn't get a copy of this answer. I guess I'm a little disturbed by that, Mr. Cradaville.
I've not received any documents. I did get a phone call from Miss Wilson. I didn't personally, somebody in my office did in November of 2019.
And I didn't talk to her.
I think she got our letter.
I have
We
a
were garnishing her
feeling-
taxes and wanted to know how that was happening. And
I have a feeling the person in the
we obviously
radio
we told her we couldn't give her legal advice,
hired.
but we had a judgment. And
I believe it.
that's kind of where that ended. There was no mention that she had filed any kind of paperwork.
She even made the point of saying when the stereo was stolen,
Well,
it
it's
was taken out
time-stamped, it's
very
date-stamped
carefully, very
October 11th,
neatly.
2019.
You know,
And that's
it wasn't
fine, Your
ripped
Honor.
out.
That's fine. I just
I'm against Brent here. I'm team Amy right now, believe it or not. Although I think
The
there may
thing
be
is, I
some
don't know
holes
if
in
they
her
mailed
story,
it
but I'm just saying.
because The default had already been entered.
That's why I'm asking if someone signed it.
No, I don't think so.
They shouldn't have been allowed to
Normally, they
auction the
would
car
not
off
have
and
sent
sell
it
it
out
right to themselves for
Yeah.
$500.
Yeah, the default had already entered, so they didn't send it.
okay. That makes sense.
I don't know why we're not
Okay,
talking about
so
all the other-
ma'am,
Yeah.
look, this is where we're at. Because what has happened at this point is I'm setting aside the default. So that takes us back to when you would have been served with the papers. You've got an answer that's filed here, but it's late. If you want to amend your answer, you can do that. Or you can, make sure Mr. Cradaville gets sent this answer if this is what you're going to rely on. But, if you're going to fight the case, you're going to have to fight the case, so to speak.
Fight the power.
Okay.
What are you doing using your big school words? Just use normal people words and I'll understand what you're talking about.
Default is set aside. Defendant may file amended.
I bet he has beautiful handwriting.
Answer. By 28 days,
I think that Brent is pretty shady.
or send October 20.
Brent thought he had this zipped up, so to say.
Get that date, October 2019. Answer.
Boy, let's hope that we run
To
across
client.
that one again and find out what the
Okay.
outcome of that is.
And once that happens, we'll set it for a pretrial conference.
There should be an order in there on her objection to garnishment that has to be addressed, and any funds that were collected since that judgment was entered also have to be addressed when you set it
Yeah.
aside.
How much have you guys collected?
Nothing.
To date, $982.06.
And where are those funds?
They've already been dispersed to our client. I mean, the most recent funds we received was in April. We haven't received any funds since the last hearing.
Well, I'm gonna find the objections are valid. And the garnishee shall immediately release all withheld funds.
Ghost is a holiday here in America. So
defendant.
we went on
The
a
gun
date
is released
last
right
night.
now.
Oh yeah, yeah. Holiday. Celebrate.
Brent's
So
ugliness.
what I'm gonna do is,
6 cents.
I mean, obviously,
She's
if
excited for summer. Go on.
Well,
obviously, if the judgment is reversed, there's a no cause, then Mr. Credible, you know your client's gonna have to pay her back. So,
My office will handle that, Your Honor.
he seems to believe her more than him, by the way.
all right.
He is.
So I'm not ordering the 900 back at this point, but I'm stopping everything else. And like I said, she's got to file her, she can file an amended answer.
If you'd ordered that 900
She
back, I'd have lost
can-
my mind.
Rely on that answer, but if she relies
Yeah.
on that answer, she's got to mail you a copy of it.
I think if she had a little more, just a little more, it should have been cut and dry. He
Okay,
would have
that's
just said,
it. Thank you.
Here you go.
I ask a question real quick?
Don't do it,
What?
Amy.
He said I could ask him for all the paperwork. If he don't have all the paperwork you're talking about, where would I be able to get all the paperwork?
Well, if we have when we have a pretrial,
There'll be discovery.
I will address the issue of discovery. And you can make a written request of whatever paperwork you want.
Okay.
And, serve it on Mr. Cradaville, and
Oh, you're fine.
he'll tell his client to, to cough up whatever it is you're asking for. Unless he's
Paperwork.com.
objecting. Just
Then
cough
fax it to the good fax machine, please.
Not the one that's really just a printer.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. The one's just a printer.
Brent didn't think he was going to have to do
Man,
all
you
this.
come in here and look at this court file anytime you get ready.
No, I think that
Okay.
Brent's not used
That's good
to.
to know.
She may need to call ahead to make arrangements.
You probably have to make an appointment though with COVID, so.
This has been
Okay.
fascinating.
COVID works there?
But if she's saying that she doesn't have
The
any
hell
of the
is COVID?
documents, there.
She said you had to call and make an appointment with COVID.
Yeah.
You know, he worked there.
I would
Good for
invite
him.
you to review the court file.
But COVID's been trying to get that job there for a year.
Most definitely. Okay.
Well over a year.
All right.
Yeah, actually,
move along.
Emily faxed
RPM
something
Auto
on her phone. the
Sales.
other day.
All right, RPM Auto Sales versus Tamash C. Smith Jr.
Sorry, Tomash, we done and putting the quash on this one. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We got a case. You know what's crazy? I thought today was going to be nuts with a bunch of, first appearances and stuff. Of course, with licking always goes, without saying is amazing. But kind of surprisingly, we found a couple of good other things today.
Yeah, it was nice. Good day
Yeah.
in court. I see zero movement around here. So,
Yeah,
but we're going to
nothing,
keep our eyes on that because we're going to go live with the
We
verdict.
will. Yeah, we'll have a little time to get out. So if you want to watch it with us, feel free. But I know you guys are invested with a lot of the other, ones. Totally up to you. But I want to watch it. I would be watching it anyways. So
We're going
it's
to
what it
cash
is.
in right at the end.
Thank you guys so much for. I'm glad you guys are into the NFT thing because that's funny. I love it, and you get to own something, and it's kind of a race to see who I like that.
That's
A
right.
bunch of you got them. Somebody I forget exactly who it was, but it was within a minute of two being posted. I love that. Kind of a race on there that makes it official, and it's time stamped over on the Discord. Anyways, appreciate you guys. We'll see you back here in less than an hour. 2 for Tuesday.
Carol getting some loving. Don't forget, if you haven't already liked this video, please do so. If you haven't subscribed to our numerous channels, think about doing it to them all, because if you're going to do them all, just do them all, baby. Until next time, Creed.
Oh, wait.
Anything else?
Yes, don't forget, after the chase, I believe we're going to be viewing the Carol falling video.
I wish the end of it. I need the end clipped. Fred, if you're here, if you're listening, watching this in future or whatever, I need the end of her saying, "I can't get up," because I feel like there's a song there. All right, guys. Yeah. Until next time, please remember.
This is Taco Tuesday.